Oh shit, I just realized I never turned my mic to mute. If I'd talked at any point, y'all could have just heard me. Give me a moment here. Give me a moment here. Give me a moment here. Oh, I love our astronaut. Everything to get. That's what I'm. I never. Where's my hoodie? Give me a moment. Sometimes we need a comfort item. Oh, that's a shame, CN. You know, it's funny you of all people mentioned the book because I was just thinking your name here has most of the letters shared with his main character, so I keep thinking you're Motley, and he changed his name to his character name because he loves her so much. He absolutely would. That is a thing the man would do. Are these lights? Funk. I'm taller again. I didn't realize my chair was slipping, and I fixed it the other day. Can't wait until hoodie season been hot lately. Look, here's the deal. Invest. Get a muslin hoodie. It's genuinely going to keep you cooler better than short sleeves because it creates an air around your it creates insulated air around your body so that you're not getting sunburned, and it keeps kind of cool, and it keeps enough room for your sweat to evaporate. You want to be a little yeah, I'm taller again because my chair was sliding down over time, and I just finally fixed it because I didn't realize it had slid again. I can draw. Now, will I be doing regular draw streams? Not yet, because I can't draw quickly. So I think I'll injure myself if I try to do the type of really fast art I was doing for media discussions, but that's on the way, you know? I'm going to keep the physio up, keep recovering. Are you not funny? Sometimes you are, Snow. Everybody's got, you know what? We can't all bat 100. Nobody bats 100. I can't. Why should you be allowed to? That is getting better. Thank you. It's not just my hand. It's like here, a little bit here, a little bit here. It was complex tendonitis. It's all up the arm. We're going to be drawing a character today. I'm going back to a classic because I need practice. I need to get back in the swing. I need to get better. So I'm going back to a classic. Occasional. Let me fix it. We'll fix the robot. We'll kill him. Take him out back. We're going to be going back to a classic, which is I'm going to be drawing portraiture of characters. So I'm going to be trying to make a realistic portrait of a character. And also I'm obsessed with Fire Emblem coming out soon. I kind of have lost my mind and gone deep into my Fire Emblem love. I'm ravenous for Fortune's Weave to come up. It looks like next week, by the way, the Three Houses video will be up. And then I'm going to start working on the Chainsaw Man essay. Now here's the thing about Fire Emblem that you might not know. If you're not aware, if you're not in the loop about this, you might not be aware, but there's something very cool about Fire Emblem that they do very well, which is hot ladies. And the new one, you're not going to believe this, has hot ladies. So, I'm going to draw one of them, and that's my cool thing that I do. We're gonna basically take a lady from the new Fire Emblem game, and I'm gonna hang out and chat with you guys while doing a portrait of her. I'm just getting some reference up for like a human face. Okay, what features do you have? The lilt to your eyes is more. That's an interesting lilt because the corner is high, but they are turned outwards a lot. This woman kinda has her face shape bigly. So I think this is the reference I'm gonna bring up. Oh, hi. Hello, Meryl. Look, again, you can say that you liked chubby Drawk, but you're wrong. My bone structure doesn't suit it. I get jowls, you know? People either look cherubic when they're fat or jowly, and I unfortunately have jowl face. It's just a sad fact of my bone structure and fat deposits. I mean, like, you can't, like, I guess I could get buccal fat removal, but that always makes you look even weirder. I should draw the heroes in the corner. No, I wanna do my classic, the bit that I did where I was doing like realistic attempts, my best artist ability of realistic portraiture of women in like an anime or cartoon style. You're coping with that? Your face also looks better, Slim? Some people are like that, you know? We can't all be Megan Trainor and fucking Adele and Seth Rogen. You know, that can't be everybody. Drawk say is drawing in newspaper reading ability to draw like Sabo. Oh, I don't even. Sometimes y'all just say shit, and I think you think it is. Yeah, you know, like the lengua. Oh, we're drawing Esmeralda first. Look at her. Look how great she is. Don't you love her? And yeah, I just want to remember how this works. Relearn how to do art, I guess. Oh, I saw my drawing in a newspaper. I've been doing so much fucking physio. I think I'm just gonna color pick from the image for this base tone. Yeah. You're gonna be gardening, so you're not gonna be chatting much. That's allowed. Yeah, it's Miku. It's Brazilian Miku. No, it's Esmeralda. Guys, they made a mistake. They gave her to Dietrich, and Dietrich sucks and shouldn't have gotten her in her crew. So for people who don't know, I'm obsessed with Fire Emblem. I'm doing an essay for the new game. I don't know what it'll be about, but I'm going to be shotgunning it as hard as I can so that I can be like the first guy on the block with a full cohesive view of the game. I'm going to be going sicko mode on this. Should I just use their color picking? No, because this is made for a very cartoony art style. So I'm going to use like a dark, yeah, there we go. It's in the same zone, but it's a little bit darker and lower saturation. I love the high saturation on this version of her. There's this portrait that I use in the thumbnail has a really low saturation that I don't love. You're on vacation on an Alaskan cruise? Hell yeah. They got them Northern Lights up? That's more of a winter thing. Why am I asking? If they do have the Northern Lights up there, even though it's summer, hell yeah. Man, you can see moose and elk and polar bear and grizzly bear. There's so many critters up in Alaska. You know, they used to have a dugong up there. Can't get on how plastic and tacked on. You don't come at my queen like that. I do think this might be the hottest lady they've shown the design for the game yet, and I understand people disagree. How did I sleep? You know, I did. Wait a minute. I just realized I didn't switch it to have my face. What am I doing here? I forgot how this works. I forgot that you can't see me. There we go. It's fixed. Now you can see me. Normally I would do a sketch before I start painting, but I really want this to be like just about finding form for relearning. You're just here to say you bought a Switch 2 yesterday? Hell yeah! Pre-ordered the game because Fire Emblem breaks Brain Gober? Yes. What game? Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. It's on its way. Let me just get my reference up. Her nose is a very different shape to Esmeralda's, even if we're translating it into real life. You know, something about the Three Houses art direction that I love. It's the only anime game where people have noses. Crazy. Delete my art? Did you do it? It didn't tell me. That's a really early delete your art. All right, I guess we'll do a sketch. Fuck me. I was just saying how I wasn't gonna, but, you know, if you're gonna do that, I think we will. Because if someone does delete your art right as I'm saying what I'm not doing, I think I have to do that thing, right? All right, man. I think that does it. Let me get my reference up again, because it goes away every time I have to click Streamlabs. How are people doing today? Yeah, I'm a huge Fire Emblem fan. I haven't played all the games. I'm not one of those ones who's gone back. I started playing with Awakening. Well, I started playing with, I think, Sacred Stones when I was a kid on the Game Boy, but I don't remember it that well. And then I've gone back for a little bit of Sacred Stones. I couldn't finish Fates because the story was shit. I played Awakening. That's how I got into the series, like a lot of people my age. Three Houses just kicks fucking ass, and this is in the same setting as it. I like Engage's gameplay, but the story is nothing. Good bubble. Dogden Miku looks cute. She's great. Here, Wiley, I get it. I get that we all love what we love. I don't like Sacred Stones. I understand why people like it. Your two choices are you play as Ephraim and you play as Donkey Kong Gorilla Mode Monkey Man, who smash his way through everything, doesn't care, doesn't learn lessons. The lesson he needs to learn is that he's really strong and kicks ass and beats up everybody. Or you play Erica and have a character with a real personality who accomplishes nothing, gets her ass saved constantly, has a character arc about learning responsibility, and then never accomplishes anything meaningful. I want to like Sacred Stones. I have nostalgia for it. I understand loving it. But holy shit, man. No, Erica does fuck all, dude. The game hates her. She gets lectured and saved. She tries to save Ephraim, and he's like, I wasn't really imprisoned. I'm already out on my own. Everything's a ruse. I'm Ephraim, and I can't be stopped. But I'll save you from being overwhelmed from trying to save me. Nice to be back. It is. What are we talking about? It's a hangout. I talk about whatever. I'm going to mostly talk about Fire Emblem because I'm excited about the new game. A bit depressed your tomato plants keep having caterpillars no matter how much you clean them and spray them with chili and shit. Oh, man. Not what you do. Wiley, I'm not going to judge you for liking Sacred Stones. Everybody can like. I've met people whose favorite game is Engage, and they're crazy. Unless you only care about gameplay, then that's actually based as fuck, because the gameplay in Engage is so addictive. It's so good. But no, straight up, like, Erica is a character where Ephraim is not a character. But Ephraim accomplishes things. So for people who don't know, you pick between the boy and the girl in Sacred Stones. It was the first Fire Emblem game with a boy and a girl protagonist. And your choices really are the boy protagonist who's really, really good at everything and fighting and has no personality, or the girl protagonist who has a personality but is clearly in love with her twin brother, is like the 7th best unit on her run. You know, you can use a black light to find them. They glow. I didn't know that. Wow, that's crazy. Guiding Erasure? Yes, okay, Wiley, if you like being Gorilla Mode Monkey Man who wins fights, of course you love Sacred Stones. Ephraim is just the Chad. He's the 2nd best unit on his run. He just kicks ass. He's unstoppable. He's a fucking wrecking ball, and he has no personality beyond, I'm gonna beat up bad guys, and he does. Your favorite Fire Emblem's either 7 or 3 houses. You like the theme of power in 3 houses? I don't know the numbers. Sorry, I was never part of the Fire Emblem fan base in the era where the names weren't being translated into English, so you all had to pretend they have numbers. The fact that people still pretend we should refer to them by numbers when they all have names is crazy to me. I genuinely find it insane. When they didn't come to the US right away. People were playing them translated by fans, so everybody was referring to them by numbers when they talked about them in the early fan base. But now they all get brought into the US and have English names, and I just think we should use the names. The numbers feels crazy. Have you seen the silly commander? There are no cards limits. Yes, how powerful is that really? It's not very powerful. People are going to make silly decks with it. I'm going to make a silly deck with it. The reason I love him is Yorion, my favorite companion, requires you having 20 more cards than the minimum, and I've never been able to run Yorion as a companion, which hurts my soul because I love Yorion. So I am going to do it. I'm going to run that silly guy, but he's not that strong. None of the rule breaker cards are strong. They're neat. People talking about how they're going to break the game are stupid. And I'm not even joking. They're literally dumb. If you think the rule breaker commanders are going to break the game, it's not just you have bad opinions. It's not just you don't understand game design. You're dumb. They are genuinely just less powerful than a 5-color commander. They are more restrictive, you dumbasses. Everybody who's telling you they're going to break the game is just either fishing for clicks or truly has no comprehension of game mechanics and game design. It actually makes me mad to see people complain about them. If you want to complain about how they're being released, awesome. Good for you. That's a great point. If you're going to complain about them design-wise, you're just stupid. I'm sorry. I would explain it to everybody, but I will. That's a good streamer thing. Basically, they are commanders that change the deck building requirements to allow you to put off-color cards in. And people are saying that's going to break the game, but alternatively, you could just run a 5-color deck and be stronger because they only allow you to include basic lands, which are less good mana sources than non-basics. And they allow you to include basic lands and specific cards of other colors, meaning your generic value suite for card draw, removal, and mana ramp, which are the things everybody needs in Commander, aren't off color, making it a more restrictive deck building situation. Rage baiting Drawk, that's an option, and it works. When our Magic player is going to use that guy to overthrow a silly large deck? Maybe, but it's not a competitive format. What does it matter? Non-basics, do they not have a name? I don't know what to do with that joke. Do I still have the P.O. box? I do! I just, and I'm actually checking it regularly without having to buy Magic cards, which is a shock. Previously, I had to keep buying magic cards or I wouldn't check my PO box. You know what? I went to the facial features too quickly. We gotta take a second to do structure, to do bone structure. I'm getting back in the swing, which means I need to be careful and go through every step. Use it squash vine borers? Okay. But you can have 2 colors for instant sorcery instead of a better commander of those 2 colors. Yeah, exactly. It's less powerful and more interesting. It's great design, and people saying it's going to break the game are fucking stupid. They just want to complain. It's just because it's called Rule Breaker, and they're too dumb to be able to think about what something does. They can just look at a scary name and be like, no, no, they can't, no. They're children. Seriously, watch the fucking Pleasant Kenobi video about it. The man phrases it more nicely than I will. If you at all think that, I'm sorry. That means every custom card you've ever designed is going to be bad because you have a fundamental misunderstanding of how games work. Learn, educate yourself, get better. Yeah, that makes sense, Green. Would you mind if you DM me on Discord, what size prints? Dude, that's incredible of you. That is so kind. I was just thinking about how I don't deserve fans as nice as you guys. I know it's not a huge community yet because, you know, this last year, I went through something that kind of shook my faith in myself, and it's made it really hard to basically take anything seriously, including, my work, because I don't feel... It's hard. Subconscious shit is tough. The feeling of not deserving success leading to self-sabotage is a very toxic thing that I think needs to be fought. But I was in it. It was very harmful to my ability to... Here's her nose has less of a bridge than the reference I'm using. We got to trim it down. It was harmful to my ability to put out good content. It's why the YouTube channel kind of went to shit. And your guys' loyalty and the amount of time you put into the stream for a pretty small community, I'm very grateful for, and I feel like I don't deserve with how little I've been putting in. And it's kind of mind-blowing to me and makes me feel very appreciative. And I want to thank you all. Am I reading The Hunter Show? Sometimes. I'm keeping up on updates. Not perfectly. Look, Snoll, here's the thing. I do have to get ripped before I can do shirtless because I'm only doing it if it can be here, this eye is too high, I'm realizing. The eyeball should be nestled a little lower. Both based off of her art and the reference I'm using. I'm really bad at placing eyes correctly. It's something I need to get better at understanding. I'm going to flip the canvas. Something feels off. Yeah, the cheek is too far out. That's what we're missing. Her chin should be a bit more receded. Her jaw should be a bit weaker. Her cheeks should be a little less full. Who are we drawing what for? I am drawing a realistic-ish portrait of Esmeralda from Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave, which will be out soon, and which I'll be streaming non-fucking stop for a while. There's definitely... Look. Snoll, this is what you're misunderstanding, Snoll. By looking like an attractive, muscular man, you don't bring in women at all. Women like to obsess over a man's accomplishments, personality, archetype, the role he provides socially. Most often, women are not obsessing over a man's physicality. This is gonna suck. The thing that you accomplish by being a muscular man shirtless is by getting a bunch of insecure men who judge their accomplishments based off of who they associate with to be more comfortable making you a personality archetype to obsess over, because it adds to their social status if the men that they obsess over are men that they perceive as socially high value. Basically, when women obsess with someone in a romantic, what's the term I'm looking for? Parasocial way, it's usually about position. When men obsess over the people who obsess over men's physical appearance as a creator, like, are people who wouldn't follow a lefty streamer if Hassan wasn't jacked, because it adds to their confidence in being able to take him seriously and feel less bad about associating with his social group if he represents high status. You won't be on Unny stream because you want to play it blind. That's fair. I also want to play it blind. It's why I'm not looking up spoilers. I just know what the characters look like because they keep showing up in my feed. Isn't money a social thing? You thought women shouldn't chase that? I never said women don't chase that. I said not every woman does. Everybody's diverse. I'm speaking in broad terms. There are absolutely women who just follow people for being hot, especially by women following women for being hot. This eyeball is wrong. I'll show you what I did wrong. I'm basically expanding outwards like this, the perspective, and I need to shrink it towards here. The face is round and curved. This should jut out less. The bone structure's fucked. We fucked it. I've forgotten how to draw entirely. That's not true. I'm just getting my groove back. No, there are lots of women who care a ton about money. It's just you shouldn't assume all women are gold diggers, like, based off of what some women are like. Now, I will say, the statement of women care more about social role than physical appearance, that's like a broad generalization, accurate enough that it's not really destructive. It's just what that social role is varies woman to woman. And some women don't care. It's just far less common. Am I self-taught? Yeah, more or less. I've had some mentors. I've done a few art classes, but I've done YouTube tutorials, but like the majority of my art education is all self-taught. Unlike my writing education, which is mostly from school. And practice, obviously. Everybody's got that practice. Fancy way of saying it's a personality thing. It's not just personality, though, because a lot of women care about, like, your job, what vehicle you have. Depending on what social world they're brought up in, they'll have markers that they see as signifiers of social importance. And a lot of women are more likely to care about those signifiers of social importance than men are. Now, that's actually not fully true, because neurotypical men are more likely to, in a romantic partner rather than a sexual partner, value physical traits that have social importance and social status than they are to value physical traits they find attractive. So, for instance, lots of men, mostly neurotypical men, who are more attracted to fat women will still exclusively date thin women, because when it comes to seeking out a romantic partner, the social value of their appearance is more important than the physical value. I find neuroatypical people tend to be less like that and more likely to date people that are their type. You originally followed me for your mom? Most people did. I understood that. I knew it was going to take a long time for you guys to start to like me. She is more of an immediately likable personality. Wiley, that's super sad, actually. Yeah, I'm not speaking praises of that trait. I know it's bad. I'm not saying it's good that men will date women they're less attracted to because it makes them look better for social status. These are negative traits. I think it's a negative, weak trait when women go all in on a man's job and status instead of whether she loves them or not. This does happen. It's just not like the full generator. What indicator did we ever give being neurotypical? You didn't. I'm explaining how people are. I'm not telling you to live your life. The idea of choosing a partner based on society's views of what you like, it seems insane of you, but you're not neurotypical. Yeah, exactly. So social status impacts you less. One of my neurospicy, I hate that phrase, but it's so easy, obsessions is human dynamics. It's the reason I care about status more than most neuroatypical people. Because I care about it in like kind of an academic sense where I find status this fascinating topic. But I don't feel the draw of status the way neurotypicals do. I just feel like a deep appreciation for the social role of status. By the way, neuroatypical, neurodivergent people are affected by status in a lot of ways, just less passively. Okay, fair. I'm not gonna... This was not me telling you how to live your life. I do sometimes tell you how to live your life. But a lot of you fuckers would close yourselves off from the world if people didn't keep reminding you that you shouldn't. Like how religion's an interesting concept. Yeah, I'm also fascinated by religion. But it's something that doesn't have weight for me. So, like, I have an obsession with the idea of status, clout, social power, but they don't affect me quite the same way as a neurotypical person. They do affect me, obviously. No one's immune to that unless you're, like, the most autistic person, but... Definitely more affected by status until last year. Now you care more if those around you are good people. That's valid. I think it's also worth remembering that, like, everybody is affected by status a little bit. There's no way around that, really. Like, unless you are incredibly atypical, neurodivergent, chances are there is an extent to which status does affect you. Just probably not as much as a neurotypical. So Viru, oh wait, is that Dancing Viru, but in YouTube? Hi. If this is Dancing Viru, you should know, I love being aggressive with my positivity. Because, you know why? People with self-esteem issues have a shield against positivity, but their shield fucking breaks against insults. They loathe themselves, so insults have a ton of weight. But if you say something positive and frame it like you're attacking people, it's way more helpful, I find, for people with self-esteem issues because their shields aren't calibrated to disregard things that have the tone of an attack. Flip the canvas. It's pretty good, but it's not perfect. I see. My reference is telling me what I've done wrong. The cheek is too expanded. I searched Egyptian woman because that's what her ethnicity seemed like, and it worked because I found a girl who has such a similar facial structure. Someone needs to be spicy. Aggressive positivity versus toxic positivity. Aggressive positivity is better. Fuck it. Toxic positivity is an expectation, and it's not about personal virtue and personal life improvement. It's about be a good, like, you must be good furniture for a positive world. Fuck that. I'm a dark, negative person. My positivity comes from self-actualization and a desire to see people thrive. I don't give a shit if you are cheerful around me. Be mopey and fucking upset and complaining. I don't give a shit. Just value yourself, push yourself forwards, and accomplish what you believe matters. That's what I'm for. Is it normal to feel like you have negative status? You don't. You just think you do because of the people you associate with and what you see status as. If you went to a low status neighborhood, you would suddenly feel like a posh aristocrat. All of you people with the grammar you use, if anyone in this chat went to a fucking low status trailer park, you would suddenly feel like you were among peasants. You feel like you have negative status because you feel like in your social group, you don't measure up to what you feel like gives status. But if you were in a place where you could feel what is seen as low socioeconomic status, you would no longer feel that way. Now, is it normal to feel like you have negative status in your social groups? No, you should work on that. Drawk claiming to be an Ubermensch in the original meaning. I don't claim to have achieved it. I claim to value positivity that leads towards similar outcomes to the original meaning, pre his sister Nazifying his shit. You can dislike the man. All of the Nazi shit wasn't him. That was his Nazi-ass sister. He hated Nazis when he was alive, and then suddenly loved them when he was dead, when his sister stole it. Did the meaning ever change? Yes. Because his sister made up a bunch of shit to be like, actually, it's about a pure genetic bloodline and being a conqueror who disregards the weak, after he died. So the meaning did change. It just depends. Do you look at all these things that happen to be released post-mortem by his Nazi sister, or do you look at the shit that Nietzsche himself did? You struggled with that for a long time? That's tough, man. I hope you get through it. You're getting through it, whatever you need. Something wrong with this, but I can't put my finger on it. Maybe in the render we can make it better. They need to get up with the master morality stuff? Yeah, maybe, but Twitching Wanderer, I want you to see footage of a Trump rally and interviews with those people and tell me they don't have a slave mentality. You fucking tell me that. You tell me Nietzsche's wrong. You watch that shit and don't tell me that tons of the proles don't have a step on me daddy mentality to politics. I'm sorry, but maybe the man was cooking. The issue is, it was the Nazis that had the slave mentality. I mean, yeah, the dots are just there for... We're there for bone structure reading. So this stuff makes a worse drawing, but it's going to make a better painting because it's here to remind me of marks to make when I'm painting. No, yeah, don't do that, Snoll. You're afraid of improvement because it's painful. Self-improvement, especially starting therapy, is a painful process, so you are acting out of fear. Stop delaying and bite the bullet. Get on with it. Are her hands unusually small in the reference? No, it's just an anime game, so they vary proportions a lot more than a real human. She got tiny hands because she's meant to look small and feminine. That's a normal thing that people do in video game character design. Oh shit, I'm back? Maybe. Sounds like a hard meal. I don't know what I was saying that's a reference to. I lost track of what I said. The only thing not Egyptian about this woman is that her hair is the wrong texture. But she looks so much like this Egyptian woman I found for reference. Is distrust of institutions? No, your therapist isn't an institution. Your therapist subscribes to a school of teaching, one of which will probably suit your personality. The fear of self-improvement keeps people back. People find comfort where they're at, and it is easier to blame the world or your innate nature for not trying to improve your well-being than it is to fight for your well-being. So people make that choice, and you shouldn't, because it's a self-harm thing. I say this again as someone who has sabotaged his career as a streamer out of like self-doubt and loathing and shit. Look, I'm not speaking from a place of not experiencing these things, dog. I know people who've been helped by BetterHelp because some people just need to talk, but like, yeah. Don't you mean the fear of failure? No. No, people genuinely fear improvement because it means that they will have to tackle their issues instead of make excuses. Because, like, and that's not me judging you guys. It's a human nature. It's difficult to fight. People want to find a reason things are bad more than they want to, like, face the bad things with the tools to fix them. Because it's scarier. You find comfort in routine. You find comfort in narrative. And therapy and self-improvement are acts of destructively taking apart those narratives. Your sister once offered to pay for your therapy, but you turn it down, not paying back like an investment, still haven't gone to therapy, but now you know it's a bad call. Yeah, at least you know. Then wallow in your own suffering and your hole of misery. Damn. Nolio does have facts there, yeah. But aren't some bad systemically caused? Yeah, you still fight it, man. The idea of saying some things are systemic, so I shouldn't try, is dumb. Like, yeah, you can't fix everything. You can be part of making things better, but yeah, there's still going to be things weighing against you. Here's the deal. You need to separate what makes good policy points on a policy level and a personal level. On a policy level, you got to fight systemic harms because some people will not have the strength of character to do better in unfair circumstances, so we should make things more fair. This is too hard. On a systemic level, we should fight systems of power and make things better. On an individual level, take every scrap of agency you can. Do everything you can. Make your world better in every way you can. Is there going to be shit that's other people's fault? Yeah, but don't talk to yourself like that. You are only going to have a better life by seizing every bit of agency you were able to. Because I'm going to tell you this, a lot of the people in the most privileged positions in the world still fuck up and end up as nothing drug addict party animals who don't accomplish anything. Not all of them end up like political masterminds controlling the world. Your individual actions can give you advantages and disadvantages, but they still have power on how you live and how your life turns out. Handing that away, you are a human being, an animal gifted with sovereignty. That's incredible. You are the animal gifted with the ability to have autonomous thinking choice. with a cognizant understanding of the world around you. To surrender that internally in your mind where you are God is self-harm on a level that I could never endorse. Yeah, things can be unfair. You still take what you can. The issue with you going to therapy is, you know, it'll probably make fights worse with your parents, and that's, no, it won't. No, it won't make things worse with your parents. It will make you find the choices to make your life good. If it requires fighting with your parents, that's fine. That means it's probably good. If it doesn't, that's also fine. Therapy is not going to be like, hey, go pick a fight with your dad. It might be like, in what way can you find a place in your life you can have boundaries? You need a place in your life. You need systems in your world where you can respect yourself. Is the relationship with your parents worth disregarding your comfort and well-being? Those are the type of things therapy will offer you. It's not going to say, hey, your parents suck so much shit that you need to fight them. You got a brutal misunderstanding of what's going to happen, unless you find someone whose school of therapy fucking sucks. But like, hey, then maybe don't listen to them. There's no problem with therapy. There's bad therapists out there, just like there's bad doctors, and there's therapists that aren't for you, but there's no like problem with the act of internal self-improvement. There are no political masterminds? That's not true. They're not all powerful. Storytelling has deluded us? No, you're wrong, dude. You can be a mastermind and not be smart. Like, Jeffrey Epstein wasn't that smart. He was a political mastermind. Like, I'm not saying mastermind is ingenious. I'm saying mastermind is in orchestrator. Look at everything we've seen from the Epstein files. He connected Palantir with Israel. He helped facilitate the transition into microtransaction in games. He created the culture war around trans people. He fostered Pizzagate. Jeffrey Epstein was a political mastermind. He wasn't that smart. He was kind of a dumbass. You're posted? That's allowed. Your mom is not an enjoyer of boundaries and you rely on them financially, then your therapist will probably understand that if you rely on that. You're like, you're not going to have a therapist tell you, do this incredibly self-destructive thing and you're not allowed to think about the consequences. That's insane. Face still too wide. We're still fucking up here. God damn, what? I was pressing the wrong, but I wasn't pressing control. That's, good lord, why can't I fucking, okay. My hotkeys are all off. Where my finger was on the keyboard, I lost track of. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. Now this is a cute girl. Her lips are much thinner than the reference. That's the biggest change. Her nose is smaller than I should be using in the reference. I should be going for this shape though. And her lips are much thinner. Okay. You don't need to wait to go to therapy just because you're waiting to move out. It sounds to me like you're doing what I say people do when they have a fear of tackling their problems because it'll change a comfortable status quo. And you're coming up with repeated reasons every time I denounce one of the reasons. And I think you know you're doing that because I think you're smart enough to realize. And humans are like that. We can have something in our head that we're doing and lying that we're doing, but that realistically we also know we're doing. I do it all the time. It's something I try to confront really hard. I try to notice when I'm lying to myself and call myself out for it. Okay, something's wrong still. It's close, but it's something wrong. The cheekbones should not be high. She doesn't have high cheekbones, it looks like. Got a bit of baby fat in the cheeks. Something that the Fire Emblem art style does really well is just having slightly rounded cheeks. It's very cute. People ignore that a lot and make like really statuesque portraits of people that are all like chiseled hard lines, and I like that they have just this tiny bit of roundness around the edge of the cheeks. Looking at the reference, what's wrong here? Okay. This is close. Ah, the nose is the wrong shape. Okay. Her bridge does go in a lot lower than the reference. And the lips too far out. When we move the cheek and the lips had to move back. We're getting there. We're getting there. That's a lot of it. That's a lot of what we had to fix. I think we're good to go. We did it. Time to go. Okay. People are saying a lot of shit. Holy fuck. Y'all, I'm going to read all this and then we'll keep going. You meant to say you're pissed, lol. Therapy is undervalued. Cognitive behavioral therapy has high effectiveness, as higher effectiveness rates as SSRIs, but they're seen as a default. Yes, working on yourself is more important than drugs usually. Obviously, drugs help. I take Vyvanse. It helped me Zoom. You're with your family. People keep messaging. Let me go. You're with your families that you can clearly see. Your family, they use you, fear of ending up like them. They always disregard that you're afraid. They'll hate the future. They want for you be an office wage slave, even though you don't know what it is you want to do. Be nice to find out what you want to do. Yeah, it's a tough world right now for finding a job in general, too. There's no real security in any path. It's a hard time. Went through that, eventually forced into intensive therapy regardless, even if it can't help with your living situation. Found it helps self-understanding. Yeah. Look, multiple things can be right at once, like both be valid reasons while not being big enough to delay therapy. They're valid, but they're not valid reasons because the result that you are thinking they will give from therapy, you are in control over. They're valid fears because fears are valid no matter what. But the cause of the fear is not real. It is not a thing that will happen. It's election day here. How do you fast forward 3 hours so you can start seeing results? Is it like midterm primaries, or is this another country? I think fast forwarding time is usually a go to bed option. Okay. I'm gonna render her like she's in sunlight, I think, is my goal. Which means I can't really use either of my references. I'm making it up. I'm gonna do something a little weird. So there's a lot of ways to paint hair. Let's talk about physics in painting, okay? This is going to be fascinating if you care about physics or painting. Otherwise, I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. Hair is a fluid, basically. It is made up of many, many, many little solids that move fluidly together. Because of that, the way hair tends to look isn't how you think of it in your head, because light gets lost inside all of the strands of hair. The only part that is the color of the hair itself are the beams that are on the surface. But also, hair has natural oils, and hair is naturally shiny. Shiny substances tend to reflect hair very differently. No, you can't drink hair. Substances such as hair reflect light differently than you think of with most things. So a normal non-shiny substance will reflect light. Each light beam hits and reflects in a bunch of different directions. Shiny things don't act like that. Shiny things, the hair hits and then bounce, or light hits and bounces. Hits, bounces, hits, bounces. What result does this have? The result it has is that the object appears dimmer than it would if it weren't shiny in most places, and more vibrant than it would in another texture in one place, which is the place that light most directly bounces to from the object to the viewer. Now, there's a lot of ways to accomplish this. The most common way in a stylized art form is simplification, where you pretend everything I said isn't true. In a simplified art style, you would just do what they've done with her here in the original art, where you pretend all of the hair is the most vibrant most vibrant color. What I like to do is an alternative path where you start with a base layer of the color representing the light being lost inside of the hair. Then I try to figure out where my light source is. So let's come up with a light source together. I'm thinking we have a sun shining from here down like this. Sunlight, remember, doesn't expand outwards like a light bulb. The lines are parallel because the sun is fucking massive. You know what it means to be back at drawing? Nope. See, yeah, CBT doesn't work for me, but I have my therapist has passed, so it worked for me. Behind? No. So what I like to do is I start with this base coat of the light being lost, and then we look at where it's being illuminated directly, and we start to apply our shine in big chunks. And this is where the light is hitting most directly. In the tight braids, the hair can't get lost. Same with the top of the head here. The light can't get lost inside this tight hair that's being pulled because the fibers aren't loose. Yeah, someone deleted my art immediately, though, Illini. It's gone. You can't get me. That's why we used a sketch instead of just going for it. This side of the head is away from the sun a bit, so we're just going to do a few strandies. These hairs are so loose flowing and on their own that the light has no room to get lost. So remember, when hair is pulled tightly, it isn't a fluid that things can get lost in anymore because the fibers aren't creating space for the light. Wait. What did he say? Oh, CBT's not referring to cock and ball torture. No. Yeah, no. You people. I missed you guys. You know what? I missed this. I miss being Drawk. And I wasn't Drawk when I could only talk. I was Awk. That's a fucking dumb bit. Let's pretend I didn't. I realize I'm supposed to be painting under the sketch and I'm not for no reason. There we go. This is how you start. Okay, if the light's coming from here, that means, I mean, face skin is less shiny than other skin for some reason. I do want her to be a bit sweaty. That is too close to my name and it upsets me, Snoll. I don't like it. Can you use your own head and camera as a reference? I could. I mean, that's literally how I drew the logo. But I did. It's fascinating to hear how things work and why in art stuff, how light goes and where. I'm glad you think so. You're one of the people when I said if you find this interesting, you'll find it interesting. You know? You're one of them. You're not one of the people who doesn't. Who that was not for. I'm a dumbass. All right. Yeah, if you think of hair too solidly, you're going to render it a little bit wrong. But also, if you don't remember that tight hair is solid, you'll render it wrong. So this is the cheekbone. We're going to wrap around here. She doesn't have very pronounced cheekbones, at least the reference I'm using. She does have intense blush on her cheeks. There's a pretty noticeable brow ridge. There's a plane of the face right here. Okay, the side of the nose, and then the slope out. So right now I'm just roughing in the shadings that we can paint with more precision. Y'all, the amount of facial features this Egyptian girl I found has in common with Esmeralda is crazy. I genuinely wonder if she was used as a reference. It's that alike. No, I know what it was. Guys, I actually know what happened, right? I just realized I'm so dumb. This girl showed up because she's famous for looking like an old medieval Egyptian portrait. Look at how much Esmeralda's eye shape is similar to her eye shape. This makes sense. Esmeralda, and she's covered in gold and turquoise. Esmeralda was probably lightly inspired by this portrait that this woman happens to look like. I'm fucking stupid. Oh man, that's dumb. No wonder she has similar facial features. Wow. Okay, well, I'm stupid. That's why... Hey, I found a great reference. They just anime-ified the portrait instead of, modern real-life womaning it. Off-topic thing. Americans, call your senator. Yeah, do it. I don't want to talk about politics today, even though I should, because they're happening. Because I feel like I started to get bad at doing politics streams. Like, I want to be good at them. I want to do stuff I'm doing a good job at. So we'll be back to it Saturday with a refreshed brain. Not on a mental health need. Just literally, I like being good at things. Your senator is Elizabeth Warren. Which one's that again? I'm so bad with names. There's is that the one? Is that the green lady or is that the? How can I be better at politics? Speaking more clearly, not getting distracted, keeping on point, using effective language, not getting rage baited by a Russian. She's the super progressive one? Okay, well, that's cool. You're probably good then. What's the green's name? I'm not sure. Meryl, I might wait to the week after to have you on so I can get back to American politics, and then we'll do Canadian. Okay, Esmeralda got them turquoise-ass eyes. My new method I'm using to draw by moving my arm more is really good for big movements. It's very difficult to make it work for small ones. The same. Realistically, this color should be darker. When you're doing shading for sunlight, remember, you make the lights look lighter by using darker darks. So I'm going to change the shadow on the skin up here to be darker, and in the places where there's most occlusion shadows. Occlusion shadows being where even the passive lighting of the environment works less, because light is being lost bouncing between two objects in a corner. Occlusion shadows, I mention a lot because I forget about them easily, so I need to remind myself of them so I speak out loud when I do. I want to do a practice arc, like an arc of like a character arc where I'm practice pilled, because I want to come out of this strong. I want to be doing the best art of my life, man. I want this to look fucking gorgeous. Like, I want a stunning portrait at the end of this, man. I want to be like, damn, I killed it out here. And I might not accomplish it, but hey. Can I also just say, guys, Joanna, can anyone guess, and this is a really important guess, can anyone guess what might be the most important aspect of character design in Fire Emblem? Like, their character design philosophy. And I'm going to give you a hint. It's a thing that I've talked about on Mom Piece before when it comes to character design in a group. You want to delete your art, but you're not allowed? Yeah. Someone did it immediately. I think people missed it. They were desperate. Is a drawing to show Oki? Oh my god, you're right. I can show Oki. I still got it if I do this well. Fuck, man. Blue hair? That's a great guess. They do have a lot of blue hair. Unfortunately, that is not the most important aspect of art direction in Fire Emblem. Meryl is bullying you. Meryl, why are you bullying people? Hey, guys. Hey, guys. You know how I've said before... Ilani, you actually nailed it. We'll get to that in a moment. You know how I've said before, there are jokes you can say, like, if you're hanging out with just queer people, but liberals will think you're being transphobic or homophobic if you say it around them? I almost said a joke there that I think even only half of the trans people I know would like the joke. I know at least 6 trans girls that would love the joke I almost made. At least 6. Spill the tea? All right, but you guys have to remember that I didn't say the joke, which was going to be, Meryl, why are you bullying people? You're trans. You're supposed to be the bullying victim. Get your stereotypes correct. And now that I've phrased it as, hey, this joke might not be appropriate, we can all agree that it's pretty funny, though. See? See? One trans person gave it an oof and another gave it a lol, a lamau. Like I said, it's 50%. I love being a little gremlin. We know this. Big blocky shapes. We need big blocky shapes for blocking and shading. Hell yeah. Okay. Oh, the oof is because you're the target. Okay, okay. Well, that's fun, dog. Oh, the OG topic. Yeah, let's talk about how I came to discover this, all right? This is important. We're going to talk about an important thing, which is best waifu from Fire Emblem Engage. All right, everybody, I was playing Fire Emblem Engage, a game where I don't care about most of the characters because they have no personality and the supports are bad. It's just fun. But then I meet Goldmary. Best girl Goldmary. And when I saw Goldmary, I went, holy shit, she got them fangs on her. And this proved, despite not being attracted to One Piece women 98% of the time, having them fangs on you does have a deep effect on my soul. I am but a simple man. I am immediately bought in by the fangs on her. By having women who sometimes don't have gigantic chests, I actually care when they do. So here's the deal, right? The game also has Etier. And Etier existing increases value of Goldmary's tits. Isn't she also a toxic narcissist? She is, and it's great. You know why it's great? Every fucking other character in Fire Emblem Engage is sycophantically obsessed with you. They're sycophants. They're like, Divine Dragon, you're special. Would you looked at me? Oh my god. And Goldmary expects you to be obsessed with her. And it makes her cry when you're not. And what a change of pace. What a breath of fresh air. Let me see if I can find Goldmary in her casual outfit. Her chest in her like dressed down outfit, it looks insane. It struggles. The polygons of the game at many angles look like they are not functioning because of the size of them. And you know what? To make the dark darker, use lighter lights, but in other areas like boobs, unironically, yeah, it's an art lesson. We want the sunlight to look bright, so we're using a darker shading tone than I started with. You have characters like Esmeralda with perfectly normal human-sized breasts. Oh shit, this is on the wrong layer. And that way, we actually feel the value of our Goldmarys. This is on the wrong layer. There we go. Your primary type is if she pays attention to you. Have higher standards. I'm not doing that shit. Even when it's funny, which that is. We have high standards in this goddamn chat. We believe in ourselves. At threat of execution. Isn't she partnered with the twink? Calling him a twink does a disservice. Yes, she is. Rosado is a femboy. And I know that's overused and it's basically just a porn term because like in real life, you know, a feminine man only stays feminine through second puberty if they take estrogen. So basically you have to be some kind of genderqueer to be a long-term femboy. I'm all aware of the nuance of this, but Rosado is just a femboy. Like, you have a wife, you're just wanting more? All right. You love Rosado's design so much. Wiley, what gender identity are you? Why you love Limbus Company? Not as many big booked characters for a gacha game makes it times when it's slightly goony we as a community explode. Truly a refined palette. The gotcha game, I keep in touch with it sometimes. The gotcha game for Fire Emblem Heroes started out with a lot of really normal character designs, and they've just gone fucking bazonga crazy in the past like couple of years. Like it used to be a mix, right? You'd get your giant gazongers, and then you'd also get normal lady. And now, trust the process, but her eyes scare you. Oh yeah, you just got to get used to the uncanny valley if you paint. Paintings look bad at first. That's normal. Like it's a rule, not a suggestion. Angle Simp, what are you saying? You fucked up? Angle Simp, what did you do now? Angle Simp? Did you get back with your toxic ex? Did you do what I did and invest in oil futures? Cis het man? Hey, Wiley, I want you to question how strongly you feel about two of those adjectives. Because one of them is weaker than you think, and I'm calling it. I'm making a cold shot for 3 years from now. You're going to be in my fucking chat, and one of these is a less solid adjective than we're imagining. Oh, I'm sorry. Because there's a difference between liking it and liking it enough that you're willing to say it in a certain tone of voice. It's like, I play Rogue Trader, and if anyone talks about how much they love the Irliet romance, they are ace. You started playing Dota 2 again? That could be worse. I'm not going to judge you. We all have our vices. You don't have to question yourself now, Wiley. It's going to happen. And I'm not saying you're going all the way on any of those. Wait. Actually, specific question. Wiley, how do you feel about muscular women? This might change my opinion. I think you got to keep the variety. The giant bazongers only mean anything when they're not all the time. If you really like muscular women, I'll take back what I've said. Okay. We're almost done here. I want to get some more structure in for the cheeks. But I don't mean done here. I mean done with the sketch so we can start properly painting. Because this is like the rough shading where we're just blocking in structures and not actually doing the painting part. There's a portion of the manosphere that are just closeted trans women. Yes. I mean, closeted trans women are just like, I feel like there is more of a range of gender nonconformity than our culture has made readily available. So I think trans is the best like word we have for a lot of it. But I think there's also just gender nonconforming people who like trans is not quite the thing. You wish Theodora was shredded to hell and back. All right, Wiley, I take it back. Really liking a super effeminate, girly man, but also you like muscular women, you're allowed to be fully cis-het. You're just not fully gender conforming. And that, you know what? You know what? At the end of the day, hey, Wiley, did you play the Radiant games, the Tellius games? If so, how do you feel about, what is it? Is it Raphael and Nyla's relationship? How do you feel about that? How do you feel about Raphael and Nyla's partnership? I just, if you know about it, I have a feeling it means something to you. I love cold shots. Have I ever said I love cold shots, guys? I don't know if I have, but I think I should. I should let you guys know. You're just a pretty feminine man. That fucking rules, dude. Full respect to that. Look, I do also think, while I'm not very effeminate, my features are more pretty than they are handsome. Raphael and Nyla's sexy as hell. I told you! The man loves the cold shot. The man loves a cold shot. I found my way there eventually. The first cold shot was wrong, but he got there. This is what you get from someone, by the way, who, like, people are one of their obsessions. Like, not relationships, but people. Is this a character from Fire Emblem? Yes, it's a character from the new Fire Emblem game, which I'm so stoked for, and I'm trying to learn nothing about. All I know is it's upsetting that Alucard gets this woman because she is the most attractive woman they've shown so far, followed by Theodora. Because I don't know if y'all know this about me, but I love a white-haired evil empress. Big fan of a Roman-coded white-haired empress. What do I think about the latest One Piece chapter? I don't think I mean, oh yeah, none came out last week, so I did have read it. I think it's Usopp time. Why does long hair equal women? Because slowly most cultures lean towards beauty standards that make life as impractical for women as possible to put a large disadvantage on beautiful presentation so that there can be a clear class distinction of desirable women. So that the women who are in a class where they are able to take an extraordinary amount of time to maintain high effort beauty standards are seen as above. It's the same reason that fat women are seen as more and more attractive in a society where food is scarce. But it goes further than that because now we see specific fat structures as societally desirable because you can pay for a BBL and thus weight gain is suddenly good because you have paid for it to look a certain way. Now, you might say, but people can be attracted to anything. Yes, but remember earlier when I mentioned there's a difference between what people find attractive and what people find societally valuable attractive. Those are very, very different things because every type of attractive is always seen as a kink when it is not seen as what is conventionally allowed to be seen as attractive. And then as things shift, what is a kink and what is normal person basically shifts with it. Sometimes I don't read chat. Yeah. Moon Boy, I do a lot of shit. It's okay. We got characters melanin? Dude, the game takes place in the fucking Middle East. It's gonna have melanin. Three Houses doesn't kid around. We had a brown boy in Europe. We had 2 brown boys in Europe. We had like 3 or 4 brown girls in Europe. We had a pale Iranian in fantasy Europe. This is diversity piece, dog. 3 Houses setting, Fodlan, etc. This isn't Fodlan. I don't know what it's called. We got shit. People worried because Theodora's kind of gray. Yeah, it's a fantasy world. We got weird shit, dog. Also, Theodora's Byzantine. She's probably ethnically Greek or Italian. Fun fact, brown people do need a guess. Dude, not only do they exist, they are consistently the hottest women in Fodlan. Like, 3 Houses, I'm going to bring them up for you. We're going to look at one first. Why can't I find her with her actual hair? There we go. We're going to look at one first. This is my girl. This is who I dressed up as for my video essay. This is why my hair is pink. Dogda? Yeah, it's Fantasy Iran. Seems to be. Look at this. Look at this girly. Yeah, she's not that dark, but she is ethnic. But we'll get to the other girly who's even prettier. Just ignore. Never look up her post-time skip outfit because it's really dumb looking and she's so goddamn pretty. I think this might be one of the most beautiful women ever illustrated in an anime style. Poppy, post-time skip, is so fucking pretty. Look at her goddamn face. Holy shit. You think the eyes of my drawing should be a little bigger? No, because I'm going for a realistic style. She's a real person. Real people don't have eyes as big as Esmeralda's. Look how pretty Happy is. Look, and look how strong her jaw is. They made her look like elegant and feminine without giving her like a tiny dainty jaw. So goddamn good. Such good art. God, I love the art direction in 3 Houses. You still they should be bigger? Nope, you're wrong. They're gonna look bigger when I add in the eyelashes. I love 3 Houses for art direction. Happy too? Dude, Happy's so good. It's just her post-time skip outfit sucks. It's so ugly. I'm unfathomably based. I know! Everyone should know that my opinions are incredible. I don't know what people are saying. Okay, we're gonna add in the gold. I like to start from a dark brown for gold, because gold is hyper-reflective. Because gold is hyper-reflective, a lot of the light that hits gold is just scattered, and you don't see it because it bounces really far away from your eye. So I start with a dark, dark brown, usually a purplish brown, in daylight conditions, because it's absorbing the blue shadows of a sky-filled world. Because the sky acts as a soft light, emitting blue light from most angles in daylight, along with the bright yellow light, direct light of the sun. So when I want to... Fuck, it's the wrong layer again. So when I want to draw gold, that is what I tend to do. I love drawing gold, by the way. Truly one of my favorite substances to paint. I shouldn't say drawing. I don't really like drawing gold. It's frustrating. But painting gold, incredible. Anime doesn't do skin tone a lot, but you love it when it's actually used in an anime implied by story. Yeah, but dude, it's used so well in Three Houses because they don't just do the foreigners or black thing, right? Like, they have different skin tones while still looking not like the same ethnicity, and I fucking love it. Did I read your comment about gold? No. I'm gonna scroll up. I saw Ilani's comment about my opinions being great when I agree with them, which is funny. I see your comment about flan. Okay, you gotta repeat your gold. I can't scroll up. When you were painting 40k figs, you loved making Russ Hyatt. Maybe make her lips fuller? No, look at Esmeralda. Her lips are thin as shit. It's actually one of the only places that really deviates from the reference I'm using, which looks a lot like her, is Esmeralda. You know what? You know what? By Three Houses standards, they are not that thin. So I'm going to make them a little thicker, but not much. Because Three Houses tends to diminish lips in its art style quite a bit. So I'm going to make them slightly fuller, but not too much. I love the art direction of these fucking games! You said that gold as an elemental property makes it impossible to replicate its color exactly on printer screen. Nope. No, the reason that's impossible is gold doesn't have a color. It's why I like painting gold and hate drawing it, because there's no color to gold. There is a reflectiveness, there's a texture, there's an experience to it. In painting, very, very easy to make something feel like gold. In drawing, Oda gets close. Those lips look way better. I agree. I do like them. There's a huge difference between painting and drawing when it comes to something that's textured as gold. Now, if you're talking about drawing, you're right. Gold is fucking shitty. There is texture to gold. Yeah, there's a texture to how it plays with light. It's very, very substantial. You need to kind of draw the experience of seeing gold, which is really, really tough. It's similar to skin. Skin is very inconsistently colored, because when light hits it, from the side, you see the blood, and it creates a piece of orange or red around the outside of the shadow. Speaking of, we do need to airbrush in a bit of that on the side of the shadows here to make it feel like daylight, because where the light hits on an edge, it does create this orange glow. Ignoring my flirting? I just figured you were flirting with other people. I'm not joking. I sometimes see people talking, I'm like, oh, this is directed. It's probably just a conversation. You wore? Well, then of course I'm ignoring it. I'm going to let you flirt with other people. I'm not here to bug you. I mentioned this recently. If they make a magic set that is Fire Emblem, I will die. I will lose my home buying the cards. I won't be able to help myself. And I'll build a fucking deck for Edelgard and Rhea and Claude because I love all three. And you might say, but don't you love Dimitri? Fuck that bitch. That uncurious blonde dumbass. Watch my video essay next week and you'll know why I say that. You'll build... Dude, I'll have to build Ike. Ike is so cool. Y'all, anyone who hasn't played or watched a Let's Play of, because that's what I did because I didn't want to buy it, I don't like emulating, and it's so expensive. Anyone who hasn't watched a Let's Play of or played the Radiant games, the Tellius games, you don't know how him Ike is. He is more him than whoever you're thinking of. Oh, but Guts Berserk, fuck him. Guts Berserk, I actually love Guts Berserk. You know me. You know me. Holy shit, Ike is him. I'm not based? Wiley, do you not love Ike? Do you really don't like Ike? I do love Guts Berserk. He doesn't actually... That was an exaggeration. He doesn't fully erase Guts Berserk, but he is more him. Ike spends the entire game being like, oh, it turns out peasants are dumbasses and nobles are dumbasses. I'm going to hang with royals because they're as frustrated by their bullshit as I am. You know my take on something? You think Fire Emblem Heroes thing is just because there's probably little to no overlap in Gacha Games tactics players, so bazongers for Gacha players suddenly into... Maybe? But I also think they're just having fucking fun with it, dog. The designs are also incredible. Heroes has such good outfit design. Like, I can forgive the overhype on the bazongers because they go so crazy on art design quality. Oh, it's for my Dimitri comment? I actually don't hate Dimitri as a character. I really love him. It's just like he doesn't care about this. You watch the video essay, you'll understand. It explains my opinions in a neat way. I think if Dimitri was your first run, you would love Dimitri. And if you play Claude's run before Dimitri's, you will find it infuriating how incurious he is. Like... That's the thing about Three Houses. Which run you do first entirely changes your perspective, which the video essay is about. You guys are going to love it. It's so good. It's some of my best work. And Narwhals did such a good job stepping up as lead editor. Neon is fun to paint, though. You just, here's the thing people get wrong about Neon. You don't start with the red or whatever color. If you want to do Neon, you start with white, pure white, and then you just do this. Neon, done. I have, in fact, read you as a book. I love cold shots. Yeah, Dimitri's a great character, so if you play his route first, you really like him. But if you don't play his route first, he frustrates the shit out of you. Very excited for the video essay, Mr. Drawk. I'm really proud of it. It was going to be a low effort mini essay. I should have put more effort in the early stages with how much effort I put in later. I'm not going to do that in the future. Even if something's short, I'm going to go all in on my effort every time because I regret some of the choices I made early that hold it back. It deserved to be better, and it won't be its best self because I didn't go all out early on. You don't have to fuck Dimitri to like him as a character. However, I'm not joking when I say he's the only one I wouldn't build a commander deck for. Because Ike is too similar, and I'm gonna pick Ike. Dude, Ike is him. Ike is Himothy Johnson. People talked about how great Ike was, and I didn't believe them. And then I watched the Let's Play, the full Let's Play by Jello Apocalypse. I know you guys don't like him. He's a good entertainer. His opinions just suck shit. He's a great entertainer. When I watched his Let's Play, by Jove, Ike is him. All right, we're gonna do the gold, then we're gonna move on to the full painting. The eyes are gonna look weird for a long time, by the way. Get used to the awful look of this, because it's gonna take us a while before the eyes look good. Let me just... Ooh. Meryl, it's very funny. Keep it up. It's funny. Keep up the bit of I'm... Okay. We're going to start with the skin because it's hard. Can you ask a One Piece question? Yeah, there's a hangout stream. Do as you will. Hangout streams are the laissez-faire, free talk, whatever. I am in the painting zone. I'm so sorry these eyes are going to look weird for a while. You just remember beatboxing? I have beatboxed. I'm going to skip your Kyoshi thing. What do you think about the idea that Sabo could control the Mother Flame? Ooh, I hadn't thought about that. Is it fire? I feel like it's going to be more connected to the Sun God, but I think that could be neat. The idea that he could control it, I'd give a probably. The idea that he will in the plot, I'll give a maybe. All right. All right. All right. All right. Team? Dude, I'm so fucking excited to play this game. I'm going to be on stream every goddamn day. Y'all better be here cheering me on, all right? You don't have to be here the whole time because I'm going to be working literally full work shifts of playing this game because I want to make a video essay immediately, like as soon as I can. But I'm not going to be one of those people that makes a video essay after doing one route. No, I want a complete understanding. I want to know the whole story, dog, because Three Houses is a game about perspective. Caesar controlled a, I'm not, this is too much. Caesar controlled a non-normal gas. I think Sabo could. I don't know if the plot's heading there, but I think it could be interesting. And he's being positioned in a very important place, so I think it's not unlikely. I'm just going to say not likely either. If it happens, I'll think it's really cool. The real issue is if it actually is a flame or if that's just a name. I think I'm going to proxy Zuko into Edelgard. I was looking it up, and there's only, if I want to make a proxy Edelgard, in the colors I want, the only human noble and creature type matters to me. I don't do that shit. I hate that shit where people proxy a commander and the creature type doesn't line up. It pisses me off. Don't be like that. She needs to be a human noble. That's her fucking creature type, and I refuse to hear it. Anyways, I'm gonna make her Fire Lord Zuko, human noble ally, and he's in the right colors, because post-time skip Edelgard is Mardu. Red, black, white. Flame Emperor, Grixis. Pre-time skip Edelgard, is it? I refuse to elaborate. Secrets and passion, baby, secrets and passion. Avatar fans are secretly misogynistic? Yes. Everyone's misogynistic. That's the world we live in, dog. I mean, no, Korra as a series, y'all, it's not about liberalism. Korra as a series, the large consensus, the ethical consensus is that Zahir was right and one person shouldn't get to make the choices. Like, that was the lesson of Korra, was that the reason democracy is better despite nearly destroying the planet is the Avatar as a position of changemaker damages the world. The two lessons she had to learn were putting being a good Avatar over being well-liked and remembered well, which we're going to see when we get a flashback in the new series, which will happen, showing that she chose to be remembered as the person who ended the world so that she could save the world and save a lot of people's lives. That's going to happen. If you think it's not, you're stupid. I'm sorry. Sorry to tell you this. And the other lesson Korra learned was that Zahir was largely right. He was too violent. He was too lost cause in it. But he was correct that the Avatar can't make choices for everybody. That there's going to be constant problems. Like, the only thing that makes me think the series was too, like, liberal, like, lib-minded, it was more willing to critique democracy than you remember, by the way. Everybody remembers it as the lesson being, oh, democracy is the best. No, democracy nearly ends the world for profit. It's just a problem she can't punch in the face, and it still kicks her out of the city. So here's like the Unabomber. Exactly. But like Zahir wins in the end. She leaves instead of choosing who's in charge next and continuing to play peacemaker. She goes away to think, and when she comes back in the comics, isn't changing the world for other people. She's not controlling nations. She's just stopping anyone from doing anything too evil. Yeah, dog. Well, not half a year, but like 5 months. I am recovering pretty well. Yeah, no, Korra was not a strictly liberal democracy's great series. The lesson really was she can't be the one with all the answers. One of the themes of Avatar Folk Never Talk About is when you step in to stop a friend from the path there. When do you step in to stop a friend from the path they're on? Yeah. No, Korra, I think, is largely a responsible series. The big lib pill thing is it follows the liberal notion that a good representation of communism is equality rather than liberty. Because the true, in Marxist writing, liberty is the goal, and equality, higher rates, you can never be truly equal, higher rates of equality is a sign of a society with high liberty. That's how Marx would put it. However, Legend of Korra, for their communist analog, has someone obsessed with equality. But you could see it as a refute of Leninism and Stalinism, where equality was brought up far more often than in Marx's writing. So even in the part where it's very lib-pilled, you can make a pretty good argument that Legend of Korra was critiquing something well. It was critiquing people who claim equality as a political motivator, because realistically, the person making that claim has all the power because they're deciding what equal looks like, which I think is a fair critique of Leninist politics. Yeah, Stalin was just a dictator on the existing foundation. More Lenin, yeah. So I think even in the one place where Korra is very lib-pilled, you can make a good argument that he's not really critiquing, they're not critiquing Marxism, they're critiquing Leninism. And if you make that adjustment, it's not that bad of an argument. Yeah, Stalin kept a lot of the institutions and rhetoric, but you're right. He was mostly a dictator. I choose to see him as a right-wing leader, not a left-wing leader, because if someone took over a right-wing country and made it far more left-wing, we wouldn't see that as a right-wing leader. He took over a very left institution and made it more right-wing. Just because it was still more left in some ways than the US doesn't mean he was a leftist. He was just, you know, in the system he was in. You're gonna hold your tongue, you'll be in big trouble. You can be a Leninist all you want. I'm still gonna say that if someone is making a political pitch of equality, Amon is a good critique of that in a fantasy world. The metaphor is whoever is offering equality has more power. We'll be back to Critters soon. I just need to do a practice arc first. You're not a Leninist? Well, there you go. I stand by. Marx wrote more about liberty than equality, though. Or at least as a goal. He spoke as a quality of a good outcome, not as an objective, because it's a dumb objective. Like, if you aim for equality as an objective, what the fuck are you doing? Lenin is a very funny fellow? Yeah. Yeah, I think that's fun to say. Amon is a decent critique of Leninism. I think Kuvira is a pretty good critique of fascism. And even insofar as in the comics, them trying to redeem her, feels very fitting because liberal societies did try to redeem fascists more than communists. The big thing it doesn't do is a critique of socialism, because it shouldn't, because socialists are based. But it critiques democracy in a huge way. Because realistically, the threat of Noatok, or not Noatok, guys, what's her fucking uncle's name? Is that Unalak? Is Unalak her uncle? Can someone remind me Korra's uncle? Unalak? I was right, okay. Unalak, as a threat with Vatu, can be read as a parallel for climate change. There is a big esoteric threat that our disconnect from the world has let fester. Our abuse of technology has let this giant esoteric threat fester, and it's easy to fix, but because it will make you lose an election, Korra's not allowed to fix it. That is a... Vaatu does have aura. Vaatu and Unalaq are kind of a metaphor for climate change and eco-terrorism. What about Zahir? Anarchism. It's why the series at the end is right. It says that his philosophy is correct, but his execution was dumb. Nuktuk is cultural appropriation? It is, yes. It's culture being consumed by capital. Vaatu is going to be back? Yes. Her twin sister is an avatar by Vaatu. Because, hear me out. Oh, but he never had the elements. Yes, but his body regenerated inside of Rava, just as Rava regenerated inside of him, and she still had the elements. When Rava was killed and regenerated inside of Vaatu, the elements were likely given to him, or vice versa, when Vaatu was killed and regenerated in Rava. What likely happened is Vaatu died, came back into Rava with Korra. Korra did something to stop the world from ending, made it look like she ended the world. When the new avatar was born, it had to be twins because there was two spirits. One carries Vaatu, one carries Rava. It's why we see the other girl's avatar form look red. Almost like they're two parts of a whole? Yes. And this actually fits with Avatar's themes. Every avatar creates problems the next needs to deal with. Aang, creating an industrial society, gave a giant economic advantage to benders. That's why the non-benders start. That's what the movie goes into. Amon, the discontent, the rabble being angry at the aristocratic benders, that was made worse by Aang's creation of an industrial city. That is the issue Korra had to deal with. Korra led the spirit gates being opened, which created whatever the apocalypse was. When you go back, each avatar creates a problem for the next. What I'm hoping we see is that the world is at its dire state because we've only had order trying to restore the world to balance, and that can't work. By having two avatars, one raised in poverty seeking order, one raised in the aristocracy seeking chaos, we're going to see avatars who make the world better generation after generation. Doesn't that sound sick as a lesson? I think that rules. Yes, look. I will defend season 2 of Korra except for the final battle. I'm not going to defend the final kaiju battle. It sucks, and it's a thematic disappointment. She is so fucking pretty, dude. The art direction in their art style is so good. Shared entities, yin yang, Twi-Li. One cycle is complete, the powers of one becomes out of the other. Exactly, dude. But until now, every avatar trying to fix the world has created problems the next avatar needs to deal with. And I think we're going to see that end. I think while there will be conflict, the two avatars working in unity is going to start making the world better. Are those things confirmed? Half of it's confirmed. There being two avatars, confirmed. One raised in poverty, one raised in aristocracy, confirmed. Korra looking like she's ended the world, confirmed. There's no way she actually ended the world because it's a perfect resolution to Korra's character arc about her worrying about her legacy, to accept a poor legacy in the name of being a truly great avatar by saving the world. That would be the perfect resolution to one of the big two conflicts in Korra's character. It would resolve perfectly, and there's no way they're going to pass that up to instead jump on board with the internet and hating Korra. But if you thought of the analysis season 2 finale, big women can save the world, I do love a big women. People ain't read is what I'm saying. Sent you pics and some clips show the following of the prints, the bookmarks. Hell yeah, CM. You're the one who sent that other collection of stuff, right? That was incredible. I unfortunately misplaced them in the move. I need to find them soon so I can put them up, but they're so beautiful. Season 2 Vaatu speech to Aura. Dude, Season 2 until the finale kicks ass. The Wan flashback rules. Mako actually is a good story. People forget this. Mako had a cool story about finding corrupt cops and figuring out that what's his fuck represents corrupt capitalism. Varric as a secondary villain represents corruption of capitalism, and it's handled really fucking well. Yes, Mako existed in season 2. Season 2 handles its plot thread so well until the finale. It's so shitty because it would be remembered so well if they'd managed to find a finale that was good, but they didn't tie it up well. It just was a bundle. It was a mess by the end. Even if they just had her energy bend Vatu out of Unalak, it could have been so much better. I didn't say anything important. I just agreed with you, man. That's all I said. I just agreed with you. We're getting there, but it's the lighting's a bit off. This goes out too far to look as flat as it should. Okay. Let's say this is a bit more receded than I'm used to, but we still have light here. This curves pretty aggressively. What an interesting bone structure. I guess that's the thing, like, I'm drawing an ethnicity that I haven't used specifically as reference before that I can think of. I've never, like, looked up an Egyptian woman before, so some of the bone structure might be stuff I'm unused to. Gotta pay close attention. And yeah, that's the thing I do. Sometimes I'll just look up blank ethnicity. Like, I won't say ethnicity. I'll look up, like, Arabic woman face or whatever to get reference. But I don't think I've looked up Egyptian before, which just felt like what her ethnicity would be. And I think I'm right based off of this portrait. Season 3 is the peak. Yes, Legend of Korra Season 3 is incredible. I mean, she can come out of retirement. If Shaq can do it. I've only dated one tall woman, and let me tell you, when you're both tall in a relationship and you go out in public, you feel like fucking elves. It kind of rules. I don't have, like, a specific taste for shorter or taller women. I like both. However, the one time I dated a tall woman, being a tall couple in public is cool as shit. You are Tolkien elves towering above everyone. So we do a little shadow from the lips curling down here. And we do this here. There's always a little bit right there. I'm trying to not be too precise and instead go for getting the shapes and proportions correct. Yeah, I wish they didn't hire so many celebrity voice actors and had real, like, voice talent, because some of the celebrity voice actors were not on par with others in the new Avatar movie. But the animation was incredible, the writing was okay, and the story was great. The dialogue writing's biggest issue is I feel like it was written in a Netflixy way. Oh, this reference is differently shaped than I thought it was. That's a headdress. That's not part of her head. Okay, this is going to look cuter. That's cute. Okay. I'm so into this painting, dog. All right, what topics do we have? Everyone should check out the YouTube channel of this guy who teaches archery while pole dance classes. He's pretty famous, Blumenek. Do people know about Blumenek, right? Like, people know about that guy, right? You were okay with your height until you found out you'll never feel like a Tolkien elf. Yeah, but you'll get to feel like a hobbit that one chose. I also have great news for you, Wiley. I think I've said this before, but probably not while you were here. If you like muscular women, every single muscular, like, buff weightlifter woman I've ever talked to who isn't gay is exclusively attracted to tiny feminine men. Now, I'm sure there are women like that who like big, strong men. They have to be the minority because every single big, tall, buff weightlifter woman I have spoken to who isn't gay, the only type of man she likes is tiny little pretty boy. I'm positive exceptions exist, but they are exceptions. They are not the rule. So at least I can give you great news. Snowly, you're not attracted to buff women? Yeah, but that wasn't for you. That was for Weil. Okay. Guys, are you excited to see me find a character to obsess over in this new game? It probably won't happen. I very easily find characters hot. Very rarely do I find a character that makes me go, oh my god, I'm obsessed with her. Edelgard got there, man. Edelgard hit me in a way I didn't know I could be parasocial. I'm a little bit over it now. I'm not in my peak parasocial obsession with white-haired lady era. But man, I was in it for a bit. You thought it was in general? Nah. Bisexuals seem to like every hype. Bisexuals all have their own thing. The consistent thing I've seen is most bisexuals love evil people, which is fun because the vast majority of lesbians I know hate evil people and are unattracted to them. It's the big divide I've seen between the average bi woman and the average lesbian woman. Now, obviously, there are people of all sexualities who disagree, but I've seen several lesbians say they can't be attracted to a character because she's evil, and I've seen so many bi women be like, I love this woman because she's evil. I'm not going to tell you why that is because I don't know. It's just, it's a trend I've noticed consistently enough to remark on. It's not like perfectly consistent. I've met exceptions. You like evil characters, you hate evil people. Yeah, but like, if a character's, you don't like evil people, but from what you've heard about Friends, you're the exception. Drawk, Ilani, what are you hitting me up with? Ilani, what are you coming at me with? Bisexuals do seem to love villains, though. I'm being real about that. I am aware. Have you noticed how many cold shots I make? As a bi woman, you hate villains? Cyan, see? See? Exceptions. Look, I'll see. If I see enough exceptions, I will change my mind on this. I'm being real. You just don't agree? All right. You guys are allowed to disagree. Go on without my great wisdom. That's probably wrong. Truly, though, Cyan, you are a bi woman and you don't like villainous characters. That's shocking to me. That is something. I don't think I have met someone like that before. You get special points. A-Dog, that is a crazy pizza. I'm not gonna lie with you. I'm not gonna be like I've seen crazy or any dumb bullshit. That is a crazy pizza. She's starting to look pretty, isn't she? Like, isn't this kind of coming together, dog? I think we can say that this is coming together. Ilani, here's the deal. I can't get better at cold shots if I don't believe every pattern I notice and then only stop believing in it when it fails me for cold shots. You must understand my love of cold shots. I love them. And if a pattern fails me, then I will give up on it because it will have failed me in the terrain of cold shots. Let's see. Can I say something incredibly controversial? This is incredibly controversial. My controversy is if you build a community out of a lot of people who are queer, who are trans, any type of queer anywhere in the flag, right? You're going to have a great time Because you can make, like, offensive jokes and be pithy and simplify things, and speak in stereotypes, and everybody has a great time because they understand that, like, there's exceptions to everything you're saying and you're not speaking absolutes. And here's the deal. People who being an ally is a really important part of how they self-identify are not that way. And that's all I'll say. If someone is not one of those things, but being an ally to them is really important to them, they do not understand those things. She was cuter before I started to futz with that area. We'll come back to that. I'm spitting absolute facts. I'm glad we all agree. I think the people who like to get mad at you for not being 100% correct, or saying the agreed upon right way to phrase something or whatever, are largely the people who being an ally is a really important thing to them. And almost never the group you're talking about, who oftentimes fully agree and understand the stereotypes, except for Meryl doesn't like pickles. Frankly, that's a stereotype I've only heard trans women themselves talk about. That's not really an outsider bringing it in thing. That's more coders and weird socks. Miku Esmeralda from soon-to-be hit game Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. They gotta release a Fire Emblem because it's one of the 2 franchises that gets people to buy new Nintendo consoles. Because they'll release Zelda, or Mario, actually, there's 3. Because they'll release Zelda for the old console every time to maximize sales. Whoops. Oh, we zoomed in. Didn't mean to. Meryl is based. Fuck pickles. Damn. From what I understand, the pickle thing is just because it's a good way to rehydrate, because a lot of the estrogen pills dehydrate you. You're enjoying pickles late? Holy shit, the cold shots are back! The man wasn't wrong, he was early! See, Eleni, this is why you can't confront me about cold shots. Okay, what am I doing here? I gotta sip more drink. Oh, the man, it wasn't wrong. So the reason I'm saying that, by the way, I was just watching Taskmaster. You're pretty sure I was 4. No, I'm above 4. I'm above 2, right? I've had some great gold shots this stream. No, remember, I was wrong with YLE before I remembered another option. Then I was exactly right. That was range finding. That wasn't wrong. That was range finding to be more correct. Because YLE was a rarer thing, which is cisgender non-conforming. A more interesting thing. I'm sorry, trans people. Cisgender identifying as non-conforming, in my mind, more unique. It's more, there's more nuance and bizarreness to it. And that's not me saying better, it's more interesting. Come on. Who on Taskmaster? Greg Davies on Taskmaster got a cold shot right and said, the man is good! And then Alex goes, you speaking about you? Yes! And now... Me to decide if my cold shots are good, drop one now. I'm trying to think of one. When people call spiders bugs, Snow corrects them. And he's wrong. Bug is a colloquialism, not a scientific term. We're gonna find out. Am I right? You do not? Fuck! Okay, I missed that one. We can give it. I was so excited. I really wanted that one. I'm glad you don't, because you shouldn't. Bug is a colloquialism. It's not a scientific term. In my opinion, bug, terrestrial invertebrate. You're not that pedantic? I bet if you were a biologist, you would be, but we can't know. I can't be right on this one. You knew, try to cold shot. I can't cold shot people I don't know. You need to say something about yourself for me to have a chance to get it. I'll also say I usually save cold shots for when I have an opening that feels like I can get something. Just doing out of nowhere, I am way less likely to succeed. But it's still fun to try. I mean, bug is a scientific term, but it's not used as it defines. As a scientific term, it refers to one genus of beetle. Fucking nobody uses it that way. That's a dead definition. You also call arachnids insects sometimes. I might be pedantic enough to stop you. I might be more pedantic than you. Noted, that makes more sense. Now, if you say something about yourself, I can try to make a cold shot, and it's still fun. I'm just very likely to get it wrong. You get a retry? Try you then, considering you're a contrarian. Sam Fisher. Sam Fisher insists that the Star Wars prequels are good. Can I get it? Can I get it? Remember, when I do these on demand, they're usually going to be wrong. You're not allowed to lie to me, though. I mean, they could. They would just need lungs, dog? They ain't got the tech for it. If they had lungs, they could manage. They got to get a circulatory system. But I guess then they just look like spiders. Them to be like, do me feels rude. I mean, MASH, look, I'm going to get them wrong when I'm doing them on demand a lot. I usually wait until I have an opening where I feel confident. For a reason. But it is fun to try anyways. I'm not a psychic. I just notice patterns. So it's fun when I can act on them in a fun, overconfident kind of way. If Sam insists the Star Wars prequels are good, he can't lie. You're not going to say they're good. They're not the eye bleach movies. All right, you defend them. That's enough. That's a half correct. I get a half correct if you defend them. I defend them on concept. The execution sucks shit. The music is good. We can all agree. I think Hayden Christensen's actually good. Your enjoyment of Fire Emblem series very different than how your friends like the series. They like the gameplay and story stuff. Meanwhile, you're autistic, like the unit class system. I like the unit class system. I like the gameplay, and I like the story. The issue is, there is no Fire Emblem that does all of those well. One of those will be bad in every Fire Emblem game. No, the gameplay in Tellius games is good. You just have to accept that the game hates you, cheats, and is unfair and wants you to lose. Fuck off. Yeah, the game acknowledges it's unfair because it's trying to use gameplay to tell a really compelling story. That's not good gameplay. That's a cool use of gameplay. True, I'm so wise. Like, I think the way Tellius uses gameplay for storytelling is incredibly unique and interesting. It doesn't make it good gameplay. It makes it bad gameplay for a good reason. Do more cold shots for people? It's fucking hard. All right. MASH gets smug with Americans about movies filmed in Vancouver. The cold shots are unlikely to be correct if I'm just doing them on demand, though. Like, they're gonna be wrong so much more often than usual. You're a niche chatter, Raze. Here's the thing, Raze, you're tough because you're not niche. You're here a lot, and I appreciate it. But you don't talk about yourself the way most of these people do. You know? You love curry, Ilani? That's neat. I like some curry. I like Mutter Paneer a lot. I haven't seen the Odyssey yet. Shoot me. These people? Yeah, these people. NX, you're one of them. You're one of the regular treaters. You mostly vent sometimes? Yeah. You don't really talk about, like, your personal shit. The venting is a little vague. I find, like, For someone here as often as you are, I have less of an idea of you than I feel like is normal. Which is interesting in its own right. I wonder if I can work with that. Raise, prediction. You have different levels of your personal life and emotions that you're willing to discuss with different friends, and you largely only talk about deeper emotions with women. These are two predictions, I guess, because I could be half right. Close, though? Fuck. Unfortunately, you rarely watch movies, let alone. You will sometimes rag on Vancouver for being nondescript enough to be any city. That's fun. So it's kind of the opposite angle, but that's funny. No, I meant in a really measured way, Ilani. I meant like it is important to you to measure how much emotional space how much like emotional openness you give with different friends. I meant like not just as a natural human existence, like it's a thing you think about is which people you want to talk about which thing with. You think maybe my psychic signals were picking you up for that first one? I'm not psychic. I just like patterns and connections. Like, I like to notice what personality archetypes are linked to which other personality archetypes. It's fun for me. Like I said, people is kind of one of my hyperfixations. You got Wait, I got it? Fuck! Yes! Oh, shit, though. Okay. He's not psychic, he's autistic. Exactly. Oh, man. Okay. You know what, though? It does feel good when I get it. The boy loves a cold shot. Wait, this eye is the wrong shape. We need a lot of orange. Let's get her orange tone. She doesn't have makeup, which is really bizarre. Do you like personality archetypes? Why not try to get those? I'm not really into Myers-Briggs. I think the new version of it is a big improvement over the last one. I think it has a lot more basis in reality now, but I don't like study it, so I couldn't really make good use of it. But yeah, if anyone doesn't know, Myers-Briggs was a mostly like just jokey personality test that didn't really have meaning, but they made some minor tweaks to both the testing and the categories. And now apparently it is similarly accurate at predicting like behavioral archetypes to the tests where they do gradients of openness, reactiveness, etc. It's not scientifically backed. The new one's not bad, actually. It's a much better predictor of behavior. The previous one was pretty much just pseudoscience. The new one is like getting closer to that like more scientifically recognized personality test where it's a gradient of personality traits. From what I understand, it still hasn't been tested extensively, but a lot of experts on personality studies agree that like the updated version of it is actually pretty good. It's been substantially altered. By substantially altered, I mean they basically got rid of the one that was just weird jargon and didn't represent anything. Yeah, the 5 love languages, there's a great video on it, or mostly bunk. They're good for thinking about the fact that different people have different needs and expectations than you do. That's a cool thing to think about. I've not watched The Odyssey, dog. Probably someday I will. It feels good to draw again. It feels good to do art with you guys and just chat. How long has it been, man? We're just like talking and chatting and I'm doing art. It's just like, man, it feels like forever. Oh my god, look how pretty she's starting to look. It's actually coming together, dog. The reason the nose is such a dark shade, by the way, is occlusion shadows. When there are crevices and caverns in a shape, light bounces around so many times that it diminishes in quality and gets lost. Meaning it doesn't come out at a direction at all facing the thing looking at it. And when it does come out, it's substantially weakened, which is why you get the darkness. It's the same thing that makes the corner of a wall darker than the middle of a wall. The light around the eyes did that a lot? Yeah. Yeah, there's the lighting on the eyes has really helped her look pretty. Wait, this nostril's the wrong angle. It'd be up more. And the shading should start here because it curves inwards around. Need to have more motion in my shoulder, less in my wrist to put less strain on the injury. Dude, tendonitis is a slow recovery, but I'm really starting to feel like myself again. I'm glad I did physio and took it so seriously. Like, I feel like the recovery is really working. It's coming together. I know physics? Not really. I know physics that apply to art sometimes. Oh. Guys, I'm so fucking excited for Fortune's Weave. You don't even know. The video essay next week's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna be doing a jog after this where I'm gonna watch Narwhal's edit, and then I'm gonna send him back notes on what to fix for a final draft. I also should get Lab's opinion on it and see what they think, because even if they can't edit, I really respect them as a creator and as a creative partner. I know a lot of people on YouTube are going to get mad that I'm switching to high effort stuff instead of edited streams, but I just realized, like, why was I, just because it was popular, like with Mom Piece, why was I putting so much effort into something I was having no fun doing? Like, I wasn't enjoying posting edited streams at all. I was enjoying doing the stream. That part was great. So I think if I go back to edited streams, they're going to be on the live channel, and I'm just going to leave it to editors to do what they want. And I'm going to be like, I really don't want to watch this back because I don't enjoy it. I want to do stuff I have fun with. I enjoy watching video essays back and talking to editors and figuring it out. You should try doing cold shots on me. I talk about myself so fucking much. If you can ask, just a lot of things, man. I was doing too much practice. I was drawing too often. I was weightlifting too much and too recklessly, and I was using a chuck it too much, which is a fulcrum that puts a ton of pressure on your elbow. So between that, I had complex tendonitis, which means I had minor tendonitis in several points of my arm, which makes the recovery a bit more complicated. Remember when you first heard someone describe astrology as star racism? Yep. Eleni, that doesn't mean anything. You can't say something that I directly said. Your illustrations take over 30 hours and you prefer that than doing lower effort pieces. That makes sense to me. I could see that. I like a mix. Where would I like to get isekai'd? I thought we were doing predictions. I can just say, let me think. The One Piece world sure is awful. D&D, I could learn some basic-ass magic and have a great go of it. That sounds great. The D&D world's kind of cool. And, like, you can just get stronger and fight monsters. And if you succeed enough, you literally have the money to pay for resurrections. The real big issue is most adventurers die at, like, level 3. I had a buy phase in college. It's not, like, correct. College years for me is a weird thing to describe because I paid my way through most of my school and instead of taking student loans, so I went to school very slowly. It took me like 7 years to finish a 4-year program total. It was a slow process that I just did my best to make through little by little. Have I had bisexual feelings before? I mean, that's even complicated too. If you're attracted to the idea of a man in a scenario, are you attracted to men? Or are you attracted to the male position in, fiction? It's a complicated one, isn't it? Definitely haven't had bisexual experiences in real life, unless we're counting trans women, which we're not, because we're not homophobic. Or transphobic. Maybe we're homophobic. We're definitely not transphobic in this house. Your friend asked what island you'd want to live on One Piece. Your response was you don't want to, you'd die. Let's see. Where is the most survivable island? I almost said, what's that island with the milkmaid? I forgot it exploded. Bad choice right away. Syrup Village? I mean, Syrup Village is probably all right, yeah. Seems to be more okay. I'll take my risk at Sabaody. No, I'm not doing Elbaf. Look, I think I'm pretty. I don't think I'm quite pretty enough to be taken as a slave, you know? I think I'm just gonna, like, work as a theme park guy. And if I'm wrong and I get taken as a slave, I mean, hey, that's gonna suck. I'll take my risk. I'll live at the theme park island. I'll see how it goes. Like, it's not like everybody gets kidnapped there. That's how I end up an escalator. Hey, if it happens, it happens. I think the real thing is, if I'm in the One Piece world, I'm becoming a pirate and I'm dying. Like, it's too dangerous. It's not like D&D where you reach a certain level and the danger is mostly gone because you just keep winning, right? Like, if you start out as a pirate in One Piece, you're probably dying. But, like, I am coming in as me if I'm being isekai'd, and that means I know what's going on in the world, and I don't cotton with that bullshit, so I'm hitting the seas. I'm finding a devil fruit and shit. I mean, living in Water 7 is no more dangerous than living in real-world New Orleans. And when I told chatters to move away from there because it's going to flood soon, a bunch of people were like, no, it's fine. So, like, hey, I guess it's okay. New Orleans is sinking and I don't want to swim. Canadians the Canadians understand what I just did there. Have I heard anything? Nah, Jubilee didn't reach out. I'm probably not going on Jubilee. I think my great audition tape was not enough for them, actually. Hey, one day, maybe we'll be popular enough I can be on Jubilee, and God, I'll have so much fun. God, I would have fun with that format. New Orleans is sinking and I don't want to swim. Swim. It's crazy. You know what I find crazy, man? Snoll, because I talk about the importance of charisma a lot, I think you assume that I think or you believe I'm at the top of that pecking order. I am not the most charismatic man by any measure. Frankly, in a good world, politicians would be far more charismatic than the level I'm bringing to the table. I'm a decent talker. I can put enthusiasm in what I'm saying when I've got energy to do it. But, like, I've got a lot to learn when it comes to conversations, talking to people, making a point. I'm in my journey of learning charisma as a skill in The Sims. That being said, you know, I think I beat the fuck out of Chuck Schumer. They have backlog auditions? Oh, okay, that makes sense. Well, maybe, who knows. This weekend you're doing a con, part of the One Piece stamp rally hosted by another Drawk viewer? Oh, that's fucking awesome, dude! I love the idea of people making connections through streamers' chats. It feels like a weird amount of pressure that it's my chat, so I'm not going to think about that too much and just be happy that, like, a content creator brought you together and not think about that being me. Because thinking about myself as a content creator feels like it might kill me. Most people in this chat could out charisma Chuck Schumer. He's not wrong. This is how I like to draw gold. I like a really like orangey yellow. I like a dark purpley brown. I like to intermingle them a little bit. Great room for shadows. Look how this is coming again. I should have saved a time lapse. Why didn't I save a time lapse? Oh, motherfucker. Too late now. All right. Proud of the friendship you built through you and the piece you created for the rally. I'm excited for you, man. That is amazing. You're a bumbling mess, any all charisma out the window and face to face. Damn. Water 7 sinking in. I don't want to swim. Swim. Okay, seriously? You know what's frustrating? Canadians in chat, you're going to feel this. The hip fucking rules. The hip are amazing. There's like 7 bangers that should be rock legendary. And I don't know what it is about the Canadian zeitgeist that makes me feel like these songs kick goddamn ass. But every single time I show anyone from a country that isn't Canada the best fucking bangers by the hip, they're like, yeah, it's okay. It's all right, folk rock. What in our code, what in the Canadian culture makes these sound so good? Because they're goddamn incredible rock songs. They goddamn, no, the Tragically Hip. The Tragically Hip are so good. And I will be like, yeah, these songs rule. And when I show someone who's not Canadian the songs, they're like, yeah, it's okay, I guess. What makes them feel so good to a Canadian? I don't understand it. I don't know why everybody doesn't love them when they hear these songs. I get why they're not famous. Not everything kicks off. But when you hear the hip, you should hear that. Does it sound straight up different? Do the sound waves morph and you don't hear the song the same? What the fuck happens to non-Canadians when they listen to the Tragically Hip? Any fucking person right now, I don't know, it doesn't feel like national pride because it's not just, oh wow, they're Canadian that I like them. I don't like Justin Bieber. I don't like Drake. Like, the hip being Canadian doesn't make me think they sound good. I just think they sound good. In my heart, I feel as though these songs are some of the best folk rock out there. If you're here while on stream with me in another tab, if you're watching on desktop, fucking put on, not Ahead by a Century. That one's slow. Just put on New Orleans is Sinking. Put on New Orleans is Sinking. Yes, it's funny that Canada's most popular rock band, one of their best songs has an American city in the name. That's nothing speaks to the Canadian zeitgeist quite like it. But just do it. Just do it. And I don't know what happened. You saw Weird Al in concert, which is awesome. That rules. I read an article about Weird Al forever ago, like probably 15 years ago, that I think is really smart, where they pointed out, they said, I love Weird Al, but he's not funny. It's parody songs that never make me laugh, but it makes me smile. And what she posited, and I love this, is that pop songs are fun. Pop songs are just inherently fun. They're loud, they have a great rhythm, they're fun to dance to, they get stuck in your brain, but they get an association with modern party culture, whatever that culture is. It's associated as the cultural product of a current generation. And because of that, if you feel old and out of touch, or just like a loser or a weirdo, you feel culturally displaced from enjoying it. And her theory is that Weird Al, by not taking it seriously and making it inherently silly, he gives you a buy-in to be allowed to appreciate something that feels like a cultural faux pas for you as a loser, as an older person, whatever it is, whatever has put you outside of the ideal range for pop music, he gives you an opening that is not culturally unavailable. And I really think that's it. I think she nailed it. I think that is what makes Weird Al so compelling and fun, is that he lets us enjoy genuinely fun music without feeling like we have to belong. And I think as a teenager, that's why I loved him. And I think as an old fucking person in his 30s now, that's what makes me love him. She might have been cooking. Snow, it's called the Canadian Doppler effect. That's a funny bit. You get points. Not apology points, just points. That was the hair that made his music fun? No, that's what makes him fun. That's why you don't like Manelli as a Romanism, or Manil. It's not racism, it's that you don't like normie things. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna be real. I have zero fucking idea what you're talking about. And Mel is wrong, and Usopp's gonna lift that fucking hammer. I'm gonna get another point. Guys, look how good this is starting to look. The Romanian music genre. Interesting. I said Roman instead of Romanian. I get you. Unfortunately, you don't have a Romanian Weird Al, do you? Neighbor Bosnian here? You guys and Silene, you guys are all like the type of Eastern European that understand it's really silly how racist Eastern Europeans are to each other, right? Oh, wait. Maybe Slavs like Canadian folk rock. Maybe that's what we're learning. Wait, no. Bosnians aren't Slavic, right? Are you a different thing? Fuck, I don't remember where the ethnic groups lie. All right, we need to find out. Raze, I need you to listen to the Tragically Hip right now so we can find out if Eastern Europeans like it. CN, not Selen. The book is in my brain. We're Slavs? You are Slavs? I got it right, okay. Where the borders of ethnic groups end is not something they teach you as a North American, by the way. It is not something we're educated in. So I'm surprised that I'm correct. Some damn fool thing in the Balkans. I know, like y'all know, Bismarck was speaking for all people from Western Europe westwards on how people perceive Eastern Europe. We're just saying, yeah, something will happen in that fucking place. Like, I know it's more complicated than that, but we are not taught it at all. Everything I know about Eastern Europe, I have had to learn on my own. My culture did not prioritize that in media or education. Even Balkans can't agree. I mean, yes, we haven't all, but we all should. We all should know the Slavoj Žižek bit about it, because it's really fucking funny. Okay. You had a classmate in uni that asked you if you had laptops and PCs in Bulgaria? Yeah. People do be like that. Dancing Beard, it's 1 a.m. for you? And you can't be not... Wait. Oh, okay, your car... Hell yeah, you got this. Sleep tightly, mon frère. Hey, is it just me? Or is she kind of looking nice? I think it's not just me, dog. I think we're cooking. You French? I'm Canadian. I'm allowed to use French badly. It's my national right. It's what they get for putting it on bottles and cans. Just clap your hand. Just clap your hand. Dude, Bismarck was on one. He was... Hey, we can all agree Bismarck, being a monarchist, maybe politically a little right-wing and authoritarian for us. When it comes to being competent and smart, no one can fault the man, right? Like, he was fucking on it. I'm kind of glad someone deleted your art right away so that we used a sketch, because this wouldn't have been as good otherwise. You're welcome. All right, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, Raze and Cyan, you need to tell me if you like the Tragically Hip, because I need to know if there's a spiritual connection between Eastern Europe and Canada. Because if all of you like it, if all of you think it slaps, then that means there's a connection between our peoples. Either that or you three are an odd coincidence. Okay, we're getting closer. Little bit less cheek, and that's good. Any bit of trimming. You give it a listen. Try New Orleans is Sinking. It's the most active of the songs, but there's a lot. Y'all survived the assassination with 3 bullets bouncing off his ribs. That's your Iron Chancellor. Dude, Bismarck is kind of sick, nasty with it. It's weird but cool that literally every Canadian you've met is a really damn cool person. You shouldn't generalize, but making hard not to. Well, first of all, I'm glad we were representing ourselves well. Look, obviously, there are very uncool Canadians out there. I don't know why I'm making her naked. I think it's just I don't want to draw her clothes, but I'm kind of having fun with anatomy. That is actually why. I do know why it turns out. It's that I'm having fun, but I don't want to bother with clothes because these look complicated and I'm bad at painting clothes. So we're going to skip it for now. It looks so good. Oh my God. When paintings come together, it feels like magic, man. Magic, man. You've been trying some games powered by Apocalypse, so goddamn good. Why is it not more popular? Because D&D owns the zeitgeist. That's literally it. It's associated with the. This is what I rant about. We've heard the rants. We've heard me get angry. Today's not a day for anger. Okay. I think if anything, the nose should be a little bit flattened at the bottom. Okay. Good, good. Good. This is looking it. This is looking well. I think that's so British, dude. Taskmaster's ruining my vocabulary. Well, this is looking well. That's British shit. They're infecting me. I need to stop watching Taskmaster. No. Okay. Really like this Drawk? Thank you. I'm really happy with how this is turning out. Dude, I'm so fucking excited for this goddamn game. If it's bad, I'm going to be, like, crushed. Like, y'all have no fucking idea. If I don't enjoy this game, if the story's bad, if the supports are as bad as Engage's, I'm gonna be so devastated. I don't even need good gameplay. I need passable gameplay like Three Houses. Three Houses has gameplay that is perfectly fine. I'm also gonna be playing with permadeath off, just so I can be faster, because I'm going to be trying to play through every game, and most of my time spent in a Fire Emblem game is thinking and humming and hawing over, like, oh, wow, I got to position correctly so nobody dies. I'm not going to play with... Normally, I would play with permadeath on because it's fun to play like that. Like, it's just a fun challenge. But I'm going to turn it off because I'm trying to get through the game as fast as possible to record a video essay, so why would I? We got to change the colors we're using in this zone. We're not drawing the full breast, by the way. Don't y'all panic. Twitch TOS. We're just getting an impression. Because I really like drawing this, like, connection here from the breast into the, like, underarm muscle. It's so cool. The, like, back muscles down here. It's one of my favorite pieces of anatomy to draw. The shapes flow together. There's this, like, chain. Oh, it's so cool. Dude, same. I wonder what that dude same was about. Like, is it the spending most of my time trying to not kill everybody, but having fun with it? Thanks for being the last push for you to get an e-bike. Hell yeah, Mash! Dude, I love my e-bike. I haven't been using it enough lately, but gas prices are about to explode, so I'm probably gonna have to soon. I gotta start using it for my grocery runs more. Stop being lazy. Came back from therapy? Looks amazing? Hell yeah, man. Okay. Just commuted with it first time? Fuck yeah. Who's that e-biker and push him off a cliff? E-bikes are cool! Fucking Europeans. I'm sorry that our cities are massive and require us to move long distances and our public transit sucks shit. How dare we? Fucking Europeans. Oh man, it feels good. It feels good to be at it with you guys. Oh, the power. I like to add a flush to the chest. This side should be less shaded. This side should be more shaded. What color? This tone. So the reason this arm gets darker as we go down is it's leaned away, so a lot of the light is hitting it and bouncing downwards. Okay, I'm gonna change where the lighting is on this one because it's just not in the right spot. And then I need to figure out how to actually render this bit to look connected. Oh, I love this piece, though. This looks so good. Again, the plan wasn't to draw her bust. You know what? The boobs actually need to be a bit lower, I'm realizing. Especially with the angle. Same with the collarbones. We drew them a little bit too high. Now we got it. So, generally, in this zone, you have a place where the slope of the bust starts, and that changes the angle light is reflected, and that'll cause either a shine or a shadow. And I tend to do the shadow in a very red tone, because there's a lot of fatty flesh here that allows light to get caught in it, illuminating blood, making that nice flush glow. So I tend to, when I'm shading this zone of the slope of the bust, instead of doing it in my shadow colors, I tend to do it in a redder tone than the rest of the shadows of the piece, because there's a lot more to illuminate. There's a lot more light illuminating it, and it's a very gentle slope that allows a lot of horizontal light to catch it at all edges. Because it's a nice, like, gradient slope. Obviously, how you draw any region of the body depends on environment, but I'm not good enough to fully understand what environment causes that to sometimes happen and sometimes not happen. So I do just often default to a red flush. Same with this muscle. There's a little less fatty tissue, so not quite as much, but the muscle into the shoulder is very similar in that way. By the way, name my most recent TTRPG character after me, Abner Brightman. Fuck yeah! Hell yeah! Hell yeah, dude, gradient and slopes, yeah. Mash is correct. Cyclists in BC have been less insane since we got e-bikes, so that more people are using them. That being said, there are still fucking lunatics using e-bikes in some places, and a lot of people hate them. That being said, I don't have to. I can just use my e-bike. Guys, I live on a fucking mountain. I'm not biking home. Guys, do you think I'm going to make Oki proud? Oh, shit. We've been streaming way longer than I intended, huh? We were supposed to... I mean, only half an hour longer so far. Guys, do you think Oki's going to be proud of me? Man. We'll just... Now it makes sense that her bust is invisible, that the nipples are invisible. We're censoring. She will. Very proud. Good. Good. I need at some point to draw a woman that makes her go, whoa. You know? We got to draw a woman hot enough that she reacts. That's what I'm telling you. That's the dream, baby. But the thing is, she'll expect it if I draw hot women all the time. So it needs to be a rarity, and I need to do it really well. That way she's not braced for it. How long a distance to bike? My house isn't far out of town. It's just on a fucking mountain. I don't like uphill. I'm a large man. Biking uphill fucking sucks. Even if I was thin, I would weigh over 200 pounds. That being said, probably not if I was thin and let myself lose muscle, but I don't want to do that. Like, if I let myself be really skinny, I could make 190, but my build is big enough. That's probably the lowest I could go while being healthy. But I don't want to lose that much muscle, so I think probably the least I'll ever weigh is like 215 now. I used to be a amount of muscle that I think I could healthily reach 200. I think with the muscle I put on, there is no world where I could, like, weigh less than, like, 210 and still, like, not be shrink-wrapped, you know? Step off my bike and walk. I'm not pushing my bike up. I mean, I guess it would be a less heavy bike if it wasn't an e-bike, but fuck off, no. You made it? Hello, Jay. Jay, I'm drawing Brazilian Miku. Doesn't that make you happy as a fellow Latin American? Oh, Jay, nobody tell her. Nobody tell her. Okay. Yay, Brazilian Miku, I live her. The Egyptian Miku, it's kind of Egyptian Miku. We did kind of confirm it with how many facial features she shares with that medieval portrait of an Egyptian woman. I don't think it's actually medieval. I think it's probably from like the Byzantine era, which makes more sense because part of this game is the Byzantine Empire, it feels like. I think Dogda is meant to be Iranian or Persian. But I think this woman is meant to be Brazilian. Because she has so many facial features in common with that portrait. The eyelashes are intimidating me. By the way, if you want to know when a painting really comes to life, it's eyelashes. I'm not even joking. That's when they just light up. It's crazy, the difference. Okay. All right. I'm so excited to become obsessed with this game and then make myself hate it by playing it too much for too long on stream. But then get excited again because I'll make an essay and that'll make me like it. I hope the soundtrack's as good as Three Houses because holy shit, Three Houses sounds good. There's new gods, which is exciting because I'm pretty sure Sothis is an alien, so I wonder if these ones are too. If they're all just creatures that like crashed from another world. Curious. We love homework. I genuinely love essays so much that I would love to become a successful video essayist so that that could be my job. And then my streams start becoming more and more research for you guys. I would love it. For and with. This character is from the new Fire Emblem, yes. We lied to you. It was never Brazilian Miku. Let's see. Oh man, this is awesome. All right, we're closing out. Who's got questions before we finish this off? Who's got topics? Who's got another cold shot on me to get wrong? Okay. Cold shot on you, Meryl. Meryl. Meryl, you have given your opinions about Dark Souls at a party. Let's see. Can I do it? Can I do it? Yes! The man is good. I never get props. I never get props. You know? You know, they're quick to dunk on me when I don't hit it, but... Oh. They just hate to see a man succeed. My hit rate on you is higher when I aim for someone else, Drawk. Yeah, it's funny. Talking about your inability to read the movement tells. No. That's not true. If you were talking to the type of woman who likes a specific type of autistic, then it's fine. Redemption time, shoot you cold, Snow. How? There are specific opinions, parts of your personality, and things you are obsessed with that are because of a very important piece of fan fiction to you, and you don't tell anybody. That's my attempt on Snow. You don't read fan fiction? Fuck. All right. I can't do Snow. Snow's too hard. I can't do it. I don't know you. It's hard to do on demand. At least I got a few ones. Trey, I don't think you overshare as much as you think you do, because I don't have a very clear image. Like, you talk a lot, and you've talked about, like, emotions and stuff, but I don't... Let me think. No, I'm not hitting you, Snow. I can't do it. You know what the problem is, I think, with you, Trey? I think you haven't put yourself in an archetype. Wait, that's actually a great point. I think I get half a point, Snoll, if a theory video affected you in the way that I just claimed fanfiction does. I get half a point if that's the case. You overshare a lot, but I can't mention any of the stuff that you've just said outright. It doesn't count. See, that was my thing, Mash. Okay. You can't say you expect to be archetypeless. I'm not saying you're archetypeless. I'm saying you have not defined yourself in an archetype to me, which makes it harder to sort in my brain, the factoids. An archetype is always, it's the same reason you start a game with genre. An archetype is a great place to start because then personality traits either become sorted as exceptions or as expected, and it saves on data for storing. It's hard to do without zooming in, but I want to be a good streamer and not zoom in all the time because it makes it a more enjoyable process to watch. Speaking of, the texture down here is too... Well, not speaking of, actually, this is just a painting thing. The texture down by the boobs is over-rendered for the rest of the style where we're doing big, broad strokes that are focused on form. So I'm going to make this a little less blended to capture the vibe of the rest of this. Also, this should be down more, which would make... There we go. That's what we're talking about. Beautiful. I think I get the quarter point at most. You're the exact type of neurospice to know what I mean. I'm glad it communicates clearly. Yeah, it's like sorting someone as an archetype doesn't mean you think of them as only that. It means that, like, the rest of the data about them has context, which makes it easier for my brain to catalog. And archetypes don't need to have names. They can just be a vibe of person that you know a lot of. Hey. This is looking good. Do I want archetypes for our TTRPGs? No, I just think Pathfinder rules with them. They kick ass. Thinking insufficient data? Possibly, but I'm thinking on it. I'm thinking on a cold shot that I could do. Let me think about this. You don't need classes, but you should have archetypes. I think something is good. Some form of early sorting system is really helpful for people. See, the issue is I want to say one for Trey, but it won't count because I think like 90% of you this would apply to. So I don't think it counts. Which is, I was going to say, I think Trey has a specific video game character that when Trey describes his taste in women, that comes to front of mind. Like, it was formative and is still acknowledged in the brain as formative. But I think that would apply to a lot of you guys. That's so specific. Does it not apply to a lot of you guys? You just have that vibe. I mean... Nah? Alright, well, let's see if it applies to Trey, and then we'll know. I think I do need more data on Trey, probably. Look, I got some called shots, and that made me happy. Maybe I gotta practice this as a skill. I gotta get better at it. Her mouth is still a little too low, so we're gonna do some surgery. The fuck is a freezy? You know, the frozen juice thing with the wrapper that cuts your mouth. Oh, that looks good. Every country has a freezy. We just call them different. They're freezies in Canada. Or at least in my side of Canada. Maybe those milk baggers are different. Calling Eastern Canadians milk baggers might be the funniest fake slur in the world. Okay. Uh, Damn, I failed. All right. Well, you know, we'll get there. The tongue cutting paper is not mandatory. You'd think it would be. I really thought that was part of the core experience. I'm really liking this. We're in the last touches now. We're gonna add a little orange here because it's this fold of skin is easily illuminated from the side. We should add a little bit here, but the shadow of the hair is stopping that from being as substantial as it should be. Okay. We're going to do shine on the hair. We're going to do eyelashes. We're going to so shine on the hair, which should be kind of greenish because of the yellow light of the sun. Eyelashes, then we'll do the shine of the eye, and then we are good to go, which should be pretty quick. And it needs to be pretty quick because I have a lot to do today, and I gotta run. Everybody, please show up in September to be with me as I lose my fucking mind because I'm gonna need company to keep me sane, playing the shit out of this goddamn game so that I can learn everything to make a video essay. I'm gonna need help. I'm gonna need people to write shit down for me. I'm gonna need reinforcement, building up, people to help me notice shit and remember shit because it's going to exhaust me. But I need it. I have a deep need in my heart to make the first really good, comprehensive analysis of the themes of this game because Three Houses is one of my favorite games of all time. I never thought we'd go back. I thought we went back to the world already, and because of that, we were done. The idea of going back to this game, it is killing me. I tried to ignore it. I spent so much time not thinking about this game, but it's getting there. I haven't felt excitement for something coming out in a while, except Magic sets. I get excited for those all the time, but I'm a lunatic who likes cardboard game. Won't let Meryl tell me not to enjoy my favorite game. Okay. All right. All right. You're not letting me enjoy my favorite game. You judge me. Wait, you didn't. It was Fabrizio. I conflated you guys in my head. No, you're fine. It's Fabrizio. Every company's bad. You should support good companies extra. Avoiding bad companies is fucking difficult. Sorry, Meryl. I conflated you by accident. I did a transphobia. Any company is better than Infold? Hey, believe it or not, Jay, I've heard a lot of complaining about them recently. I feel bad for the writers and the artists who worked so hard on that character, man. I'm not talking about it right now. I had to hear a lot about it last night, and I'm not feeling up for more. All right, eyelashes are a big fucking deal, guys. They change a character entirely. She has, I would say, similar shape eyelashes to the reference. If we compare eye size, I don't think we go much bigger than the reference I'm using. I really think they used the same woman to model this girl as I found randomly Googling Egyptian woman. Like, it is so her. The eye shape, the curve of them, the eyelashes, it's all shaped so similar. And their faces translate to real faces so well, I do think they use real reference. Avoiding Nestle's pretty fucking hard, dog. Like, I get it. I get that we want to vote with our wallets. Voting with your wallets was fake. The world is all monopolies. Like, yeah, targeted boycotts are cool. I think there will be a targeted boycott against WotC if they ever make a Harry Potter magic product that will threaten to kill the game. And that would be cool. That is a targeted response, and I think it would be successful. That being said, like, don't get me wrong, I put so much money into that game, I'll stop playing. I'll stop buying aftermarket too. I'll just have my, well, I'll keep playing, but I'll keep playing with my cards from before the era. And I won't talk about it on stream because I don't want to give them advertising. That being said, I think trying to avoid companies at this point with how monopolized everything is does very little. Now we're going to add texture to the hair quick, which I love to do. It's where we focus on the fact that there are random strands of hair that defy the rest of the shapes in big ways. I also want to add a little shine on the edge of the pupil. Makes them look more awake and alive. Come on, come on. But yeah, I don't know, man. How monopolized everything is, it's hard for anything to actually be punished. Oh, didn't ask my thoughts on D&D Universe Beyond. I think it's silly. Here's the issue. I think it's partially silly, but also D&D settings suck shit. I know people like it. I think the Forgotten Realms is a shitty setting. I think it's not very good or interesting. So it's probably for the best, and it'll get more people to use location books, which I'm fine with. So the results are probably good. It just feels much less necessary. You almost managed to dodge Nestle by accident. That is funny. There are still Harry Potter fans, especially British people, because Brits are so fucking desperate for cultural relevancy that being like an ally, even people who aren't transphobic in Britain will still be like, well, you have to like JK a lot of the time because they're desperate to be relevant. They miss it so bad. They have a cultural memory of mattering. Am I too mean to British people? The issue is, all of the British people who come in here that are chill like me being mean to British people. They're like, no, you're right. You're right about, yeah, you're right about that. Their future plan is bringing back old settings instead of developing Forgotten Realms. I mean, they should. Forgotten Realms sucks, and a lot of the other settings are good. It's a shame the Spelljammer book was so bad, because Spelljammer is really cool. So close to good, but the eye is so finicky. It's so easy to fuck up. Let's think about it. Is a bit of a flat territory of lower saturation here because of this plane. Same as over here. Flip. At some point I fucked up and started changing the shape. No, it is. Okay, hear me out. It isn't wrong entirely, but it needs to be more round on this side. Yeah, we need more of a sense of the fold of the eye passing over instead of just shapes. Fold of the eye needs to pass down over here. Okay. This is so close to good, but it looks weird still. Okay. Okay, reference. Look at the reference. Look at the reference. There should be an area of good light here. Then the fold over here. Why is it so hard to nail? Something's wrong. I got it. Okay. We're restarting a lot of this, okay? Bear with me. Eyeball. Should be over this way more. This should be a corner of visible eye. This should be erased. We got a lot to tailor and fix here, but it's going to be worth it. Okay. We're getting closer. This is here. This is looking better. Fold of the eye is just down here and then pretty rapidly swings up at an angle. Okay, I'm looking at my reference. It curves around because that's the shape. This eyelid curves really tight around the eyeball. I'm really focused right now, guys. I'm sorry. Sorry for bad convo. Just this eyeball looked so much worse than the other one, which looked great. And I want her to be so beautiful. Because, yeah, Esmeralda's a really pretty character that Degtrich doesn't deserve. Why is it the run that I'm second least interested in? Maybe least interested in understanding the thematics of the theory I have. As much as Pokemon Child is uninteresting, I think if my theory is correct, he is going to have the story that you learn the most in. You know which route you'll follow? All of them. I plan to stream all of them so that I can make the first comprehensive video that has a rich understanding of the themes instead of what a lot of the early Three Houses videos were, which was an attempt to talk about themes missing the true mark because you only played one perspective. I want to make something special. I want to talk about the game as it wholly is. And I think I can do that. Oh, I accidentally zoomed in. Fuck. Muscle memory. That's not bad, though. That's looking better. This is dope video that talks about Three Houses themes connection to Buddhist themes. Let me tell you, my video essay is coming next week. We don't talk about Buddhism. We talk about Rhea and Edelgard as perfect foils. We talk about the curse of life. And we talk about how Dimitri's playthrough teaches you to look for depth in stories that lack it. And probably some other stuff I'm forgetting. I wish I'd talked about the fact that Byleth represents the idea of a protagonist and a protagonist perspective. And it's actually great to have Byleth be a personality-less husk because the reader of a story, the player of a game, is, until things get serious, not that engaged in the goings-on because they're not part of the world. It's why the first time Byleth cries is the first time Byleth cries. But I didn't fit that into the themes I wanted to talk about, so we didn't. We got good stuff. Why did your brain go to we don't talk about Buddha, but in the Bruno melody? I could not. That's a poison I couldn't explain to you. I cannot prognose that poison. Okay. I want a little more roundness in this cheek, so we're gonna... A little more fullness. What are we thinking? We got one last bit, I think, to add, which is just eye sparkles, which for some reason are magenta cyan for her. I don't know why. Oh, but you know what? I should base them off of, yeah, the eye sparkles from our reference. Oh, we love an eye sparkles. You know what? The magenta adds something. Maybe they were right to do it. All right. All right, gang. Look at her. Gaze upon my works and tremble. And then it's Ozymandias and she turns to dust. I'm just going to put like a very simple background here. Wait, let me see if I can find something. I'm going to do more of these. I want to practice. I want to get better at art. So we're going to do this several times. So I need to get better. It's time to be strong again. It's the self-improvement arc. Okay, nobody's made this yet because we don't know what the UI looks like. Let's see. Show it to Oak. We're gonna. We need to add a background representative of our color the color zoning. Actually, it should be the opposite because it'll make it pop more. It's a simple background to sell the colors. We're in recovery. Watch Goodbye Lara. I don't know what that is. You're trembling? Yeah. Do we know that for sure? Gaze upon my works. That okay. 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 How do I fucking... My glove is stuck. I don't know how to get my wrist brace off. Thank you for being here, team. Is she just naked? Yes. And you might wonder why. Saber, there's a reason. I kept drawing more shoulder and I didn't want to draw her clothes, so she's just naked. But really, it was that I was having fun drawing anatomy, and I didn't want to draw her stupid outfit, because it looked complicated. It's not perfect. I see some issues. You know what? How hard would it be to address this one issue? Because, like, there's some issues, but this one I think I can deal with easily. Which is just making it look more like it. Yeah, there we go. That's easy enough. That's better. I'm doing Theodora first. I think she's fun. The most Edelgard. Anatomy is more fun than textiles? Yes, 100%. You got to learn both, but we're just getting back in the swing of it. I'm trying to do a practice arc where I get better at painting and anatomy and everything, so little by little. I should have saved a time lapse. I'm going to save this. Then I got to go... I'm going to have less time to jog than I thought, tragically, because this took a while. We're going to show it to Oki together, and then I'm going to do my physio exercises. And then I'm going to do my exercise. And then I'm going to clean, because we have company coming over tonight. And I'm going to work on my essay. There's a lot to do. Show Oak to the lady. We're gonna... I saved her. We're going to raid. We raid a lady who does cute pinups if you're on YouTube and you don't know that about us. Although, looking at the viewer numbers, that's one person. So, one person. That's cool to know. Oh, Oak's right here. Hell yeah. Starting the raid. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, she's drawing straight up lesbians today. Hell yeah. Good for her. Time lapse next stream? Yes. It's not perfect, but this is good enough to call done, and we're getting back in the swing of it. And it's only up from here, right? We're going to get stronger. We're going to get better. It sucks to put a lot of work in, and I look at it, I'm like, it's okay. But hey, we'll get to great just by enough okays. That's how you do it. Till next time, it's been lovely talking to you. Bye, everybody. Have a beautiful day.
Packaged sushi. Oh. Haven't eaten meat since 2018 and fished for 14 years. Drawk, welcome! It still have like a little... Wow. Welcome, Jock and friends. Hi, I'm Oak Tea. I'm a traditional artist working in ink and watercolor to bring you beautiful anime girls, working on a Castress piece today. And now we're taking a break and drawing some requests. Drawk made a lady drawing today. Do we get to see it? Drawk, how was your stream? How you doing, cutie? I can draw again. Heck yeah. A bit of painting of a girl from the new FE game. She's naked because it was meant to be a face. I didn't want to draw her dumb outfit. It seemed hard. Mood. Is there anything you can share from your stream or that you've done recently that you want to share? I'm so happy that you can draw again. Yeah, everybody, we have a shout out there for Drawk's show. Please go check them out. They are such a blast. So what the Tea Time show is tonight. I'm geeked. I haven't seen Vision of Escaflowne since 2009. Horada, I hope you can join us. It's a lot of fun right now. We bring